My rookie year, we were playing the Chicago Bulls, and this is Michael Jordan's third or fourth year in.
Okay.
And we were playing the next exhibition game in some obscure place. I'm a wide-eyed, energetic rookie. We're playing this exhibition game, and Michael's going through the motion. And Chuck Person, who's on my team, who's a trash talker as well, is like, can you believe Michael Jordan, the guy everyone's talking about, who's supposed to be able to walk on water, you're out here killing him, Reg. This is in the first half. He's like, you should be talking to him. He's like, you know, you're right, Michael, who do you think you are? The great Michael Jordan? That's right, there's a new kid on town, right? Kind of looks at me and starts shaking his head. So at half, I have 10, and he has 4 points, right? I'm doing all this talking. He's like, okay. End of the game in the second half, he ended up with 44, and I ended up with 12. And as he's walking off, he's like, be sure and be careful, you never talk to Black Jesus like that. Okay, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Black Jesus. I'm so sorry.
I never talked trash but one time in my entire life.
With Jordan?
With Jordan.
Oh, all right.
So we're with the Dream Team. For 3 days in a row, we had came into a tie because what Coach Daly did, he split the team up East versus West. So Barkley, Jordan, Larry Bird, Pippen, and Patrick Ewing all played in the East.
Wow.
And then we had the West guys, myself, David Robinson, Malone, Mullen, Drexler, and John Stockton. So we would play every day, tie. So this is the fourth day. And we got out on him about 12-2. And I said, I'm gonna really rattle his chain. So I went over there, tapped him on the shoulder, and said, hey man, if you don't turn into Air Jordan, we're gonna blow you out today. Jimmy, his eyes got big. Usually that tongue come about right here, now it's way out. He broke the huddle, he hit a 3 and he's looking at me. So he came down again, hit another 3. Now this is the greatest shot I've seen. He came down the right side, took off. David Robinson took off. And he said, okay, I'm gonna just sit here in the air. Because I know David Robinson is gonna go down. So David Robinson went to the ground, he 360, tongue moving, and dunked it. And I was like, oh my goodness. And all of us were stunned to see him hang in the air that long and 360. Michael Jordan is so incredible.
When you say 360, you mean like it was like full, like this, all the way?
He gets off the bus and he says, B, what's up? I said, what's up, MJ? He said, I heard you ain't playing tonight. I said, nah. I said, what's wrong? I said, my ankle. He said, damn, who gonna guard me? I said, Anthony Peeler. He said, that rookie? 50. This was actually 50. I said, you gonna give him 50? He said, I was gonna give you 50, but it's now it's him. He said, I'm gonna give him 50 then. I was like, damn. So I come to the arena and I said, Anthony, I said, give him space, make him shoot jump shots all night. And challenge him. I said, and if they go in, just, you know, that's the bottom line. But if you get up on him, now he getting to the bucket, he getting to the free throw line. I said, he already said he getting 50. Yeah, I got him, B. I said, oh, okay. So every time MJ scored, he looked over at the bench at me. Because I was just sitting there like this. Right, he had 54. Because I've seen him go for 40, 50 like it ain't nothing because the guys, you know, being aggressive or trying to be overly physical with him. I said, I ain't pissing him off. Everybody else, I don't give a shit. But him, Black Jesus, I ain't messing with him like that.
But we talked about it, and I was like, it's like, oh, you think you could guard me? It's like, yeah, because your handle's wet. I can guard you. And like, blah, blah, blah. When he's gone, I'm like, damn. This gang guy, he's like, my handle, been working on it. And the first day, you as a freshman, you just sitting.
Right.
They not picking you. So about 2 weeks later, about a week later, Michael's picking, and he's like, I got New York. It's like, oh shit, I got picked first. It's 20 pros in the gym.
Yeah.
So my confidence was boosted. So now we playing, right? And we winning games. And so every time we win, you go get water, and I'm watching Mike, and he's standing in the middle of center court. I'm like, yo, what are you doing? He's like, I want the motherfuckers to know that I'm never leaving the court. I'm gonna be the first to stand here and the last. I was like, all right, so we both gonna stand here. And I was like, this is what we do it. This is how we do it. He was the first dude that I met that could back up his trash. Every day.
Always a talker?
Always a talker and always backed it up. And he really took more pride, especially then, in his defense. He's like, Walter Davis, you're not scoring today. you're not scoring today, Walter Davis. Like that's the type of energy he was on all the time.
I was with Michael. He was a freshman my junior year. We only had 4 or 5 months together, really.
Yeah.
Right.
But, like the story I tell about Mike, I was better than him for about 3 weeks. And I enjoyed those 3 weeks. Because I saw something in that boy that he didn't have it quite yet. He was learning. We practiced, 2.5 hours. We running them sprints. Tired. Now you got to go to study hall. I'm trying to get off the floor. Here he comes, pushing me. Where you going, young fella? Where you going? You scared? So he always wanted to play a little one-on-one, so we played a little bit. He was just a bad boy.
Michael Jordan is the greatest shit talker ever. I went in this shit, I actually made the mistake and said something because J.R. Ryder was having a great game against Mike Jordan. And I wasn't talking shit to him, I was just gassing J.R. And then Mike was like, sitting there like, he right there, but I ain't getting no foul. Like, man, you killing this nigga, keep on that nigga, I mean, shit, man, you know what I mean? Yeah. And then, the ref wasn't ready with the ball, and I was just like, yo, keep going, yo, fuck that. We ain't got nothing, let's go me and you, because I was kind of, you know what I mean? And he was like, all right. I was like, keep on that nigga, that ain't shit, man. Yeah. That nigga got on the back leg on me, like, oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm standing right here. Oh, funny, I got 30 niggas. I'm talking that like that. Man, that man had 40 3/4, man. Flip subbed us out. We got out the game. Damn, y'all out the game? Damn, y'all out. Damn, y'all fella, you ain't talking no more? Like, nah, I ain't. You got it? Yeah, I'm done.
Mike tapped
I'm done. I'm done.
Mike tapped
My bad.
The context for that story is Dan Marley, great defensive player.
Yes.
Guarded Jordan the first 2 games.
Yep.
Jordan averaged 45.
Killing him.
Paul Westphal, our head coach, says, Kevin, you gonna guard, we trust you. You gonna go Michael Jordan. This don't even make no sense. The best defensive player can't guard Michael Jordan. How in the world you gonna put me on Michael Jordan? I guard him, and I also said this too, like, I didn't know for sure if it was real. B.J. Armstrong and Jordan and Scottie Pippen, the whole team. I'm just, dear Lord, please don't put my name next to Michael Jordan. You just hope. So, but what it did do is it distracted me. Because at this point, it's fight or flight, right?
Yeah.
And flight ain't an option. Now we did the jump ball, and I elbowed him at the jump ball. And he's like, what you doing? I'm like, yeah, I'm guarding you. Yeah, I got you. Yeah. I ain't Dan Marley. I literally had to do that. And, it ended up working out that I played a decent game, our team. But it ended up working out well. We ended up losing game 4. And then we win game 5 in Chicago, which is unheard of. We won 2 out of 3 in Chicago, and they had a fluke play in game 6 and won it and all that.
Yeah. You can't never stop no motherfucker like that. And he was already bigger than me. I'm 6'4", I ain't never wore over 195 pounds. And this motherfucker was 218 and 6'6" and jumping everywhere. Every time I turn around, I'm looking at the bottom of that motherfucker's shoe. I ain't never see a motherfucker just spin and jump at the same time. I mean, just gone. I be like, man, I know I just played the best fucking defense on this motherfucker. Man, he spent on me this one time in Houston, everybody coming out there, all them bitches came out there to see Mike. Everybody, all them bitches, they come to see Mikey. This motherfucker spent on me and dunked the shit out of me, man, and hit me on my ass when he was running back. When I ran and grabbed this motherfucker, hey, man, keep your motherfucking hands to yourself. Do not touch me, motherfucker. Keep your hands to your motherfucking self. But we love Mike is the best, though, man. The greatest.
Mike. Shout out to Mike.
Yes, sir.
So I'm in college. I'm going into my junior year of college. And a guy, he walks up to me and say, hey, yo, we got MJ coming. I was like, MJ who? He said, this Chicago, who is MJ? He said, Michael Jordan. I said, oh, well, he gonna get his ass busted too. Yeah. Shit. Yeah. This our turn now. Yeah. But before the game, the guy was like, hey, Tim, I got a bet. I said, what's the bet? I got a bet that you gonna score 6 points, 4 or 6 points within Michael Jordan. I said, okay. So how much to bet? He said, about 80,000. I said, okay. He said, but I need that, it was an original Louis Vuitton jacket that he got made. And I wanted that jacket. So I gotta have that jacket and I gotta give me $10,000. He's like, oh man, fucking bet. So after I did call Michael, I went up for a layup, they called timeout. He was like, damn, Craig, you can't stick him? I said, no, he can't stick me. Why don't you switch off on him? Mike just turned his head, just kept walking like, man, no, Y'all got to deal with that motherfucker.
Oh, he didn't want the problem.
No, he didn't want the problem. He didn't want that problem. And plus, I'm at the crib too.
Yeah.
I'm in front of my crowd.
Yeah.
I'm rolling too.
Yeah.
It's nip and tuck. He's supposed to have fouled out, but you know that's Mike.
Who was the biggest shit talker during your era?
Oh, no question, MJ. No question. No question, MJ. This goes back to the Space Jam runs. I never said anything to MJ. There were days where it was a little thin in there, in the runs at Space Jam. Guys were going back to their teams or whatever, and then us LA guys were still stuck there. And then all of a sudden, the MJ's in, everybody just, all right, I got him. I'll guard him. Because what? You're just going to get your ass kicked, that's all.
Right.
You know, you're going to learn something. What they saying, ass whoopings builds character, right? It builds character and you learn.
It builds something.
You learn, right? So I learned a lot from MJ in those Space Jam runs. Just how hard he goes, his dedication to the game, what he's doing. Like, I was with him all summer. This dude worked hard.
Yeah. I had a blended fade, right? And they had an Italian barber. I went there the first day. About 5 days later, say, man, I was getting a little bit, can you do this to fade it? No problem. About the 10th day when I went to get a cut, he started off with scissors. He did all scissors. I know I'm fucked. Like, he was trying to fade me with scissors, brothers. And I'm like, I know I'm fucking. He got me turned away from the mirror. Little fuck ass Muggsy came in there, cause they was waiting on me on set. And Muggsy came in there. He said, man, we waiting on you. And he saw my head. He bust out laughing, right? I said, man, I ain't going in there. He said, all right, man. He went back there and told every last one of them motherfuckers. That nigga came in there. I ain't never seen Michael Jordan like this before. He was on the floor. He was on the... Damn. They was giving it to me. I ain't never seen Mike like that. I ain't never seen Mike and Charles Barkley them like that. They was giving it to me all on my floor. Get your ass out of here.
Mike was always, every time I turned around, he just said, hey, call it foul. I just hit you a little bit. Come on, man. Every time Mike had the ball, I wanted to guard Mike. Hey, we used to have a great time doing that. You know, he's one of the best I've had. But I'm the best when it comes to fouling, though.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that. Could you dunk?
You can't ask that question. Can I dunk?
You was a flyer?
How you want it?
Really?
How you want it?
Okay.
How you want it?
I know. I heard that.
How you want it?
Backwards, all that. You had all that.
Listen, I could do anything I wanted.
Have it your way. Burger King.
I was an athlete, man.
Yeah. I mean, I was in the NBA and I couldn't do half that shit, so I had to ask. I couldn't do it.
My freshman year, I remember he came to practice. So he had practice with us and everything. So at first, I'm like, all right, damn, Mike. Grown up young bull, sneakers, all that, right? After practice, as a freshman and all that, you gotta get your work in, 10, 15 minutes after practice or whatever. So I did that, boom, boom, boom. And so guys, we motivated to the locker room. Stack will tell you this story. Stack, Donald Williams, Jeff McGinnis, they all playing Rise and Shine with Mike. So they like, oh, where's she at? I'm in the locker room, I'm icing down. I already took my shoes off. So they like, oh, coach wants you out there on the floor. I'm like, man. So run out there on the floor. They like, oh, you wanna play one-on-one? What? Are you crazy? My class left. We came back, beating Vince in them ass, beating Antoine in them ass, and once they left, it was just a cycle.
Keep handing it down.
Yeah, and it's still like that to this day.
That's dope.
Any truth to him saying he didn't believe you beating him when you got to the underwear campaign 20 years later?
Yes.
He erased it from his memory?
We were doing this interview. It was like a behind the scenes thing just for their content reel. And the interviewer asked about that game. And I'm like, well, yeah, I'm not here to rub it in his face, but...
we did beat you.
Yeah, and he's like, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. You did not. And I'm like, well, I can appreciate that, but it's on video. He was like, doesn't matter. But no, he's a lovely man.
That's amazing.
There was a time when I would text him, and this dude would literally respond in like 15 or 20 seconds.
Wow.
And I never did it like in front of people to show off, like, watch how quickly MJ gets back to me, right? Yeah. No, but I was just like, wow. But I would use it. Like, that's now the bar. And I would tell my friends, I'm like, dude, it's been like 4 hours. Michael Jordan responded in 20 seconds.
How dare you?
So it was a valuable tool for me, you know.
Love that he just erased it from his memory so it never happened.
That sound like MJ.
I think I'm cursed. I'm cursed with this competitive gene that anything that I do is from a competitive lens, you know. And in some ways that keeps me young, it keeps me aggressively thinking positively. It helps me either understand everything that I'm involved in, I'm connected with. It has to be some competitive things to that.
Michael Jordan was one of the more aggressive offensive players. Oh man, can't nobody guard that motherfucker today. Mike would grab your face if you tried to jump before him, bro. Y'all need to go back and watch some of that young Mike Jordan. Y'all need to go watch that Mike Jordan who went up against Larry Bird and was downhill. And when he needed a three, he could hit a three. And he hit game winners. And he came back from 15 down in the fourth. And yeah, man, what? And then he was a boom. He was a real nigga. Y'all got me fucked up in here, boy. Y'all better put some respect on Mike's name. Boy, stop saying goofy shit, man. That's goofy as hell.
No, nobody said he didn't have no bag.
Y'all said he had a limited bag.
Because he didn't need a bag. He was so
Definition of bag.
He was so athletic.
Definition
and
of
so
bag.
much better that he could just one dribble pull up on you.
Definition of bag.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that from his perspective, quite naturally, yes. Look, I didn't go in there with that mentality. That's how it's gonna. You know, my mentality was to win at all costs and pull, push, yank, whatever to get everybody on the same page. If I were to change my personality back, you know, to something totally different, I wouldn't be who I would have been. I don't think we would have had the same successes. I think a lot of players probably wouldn't have been the same in terms of their perspective. I can see him saying that, but the thing is that I think it was needed in some respect, and I think our success illustrates that.
Now you're gonna give me a jump shot.
What are you doing? This is humiliating, isn't it? That's the point, isn't it?
That's the point. That's the difference between you and me. I'm a professional, you're an amateur. See, this is the whole art of me having an advantage over the defense. You can't tell me. No, not yet. Not yet.
Not yet?
No.
Does the expression toying with somebody mean anything?
Okay, you think it's so easy? You try it.
In the league, when you first got in, was who?
Mike.
And it wasn't close?
No, Mike was in his damn prime.
When you first saw him, what was your experience?
No sleep the night before, because I was like just anxious and nervous and ready, you know, because I know I was playing against the best player ever. And you can get your ass embarrassed. Because this put his feet on your throat and don't take it off. He gonna try to embarrass your ass. You know what I'm saying? So I had to get prepared for that part. And then
you played him in your rookie year.
Yeah. And then when I got out there on the floor first, you know, I was coming off the bench behind Alvin Robinson, but I was still averaging 13 a night coming off the bench. And Alvin was out there on his ass, so I was like, okay, cool. I know they're gonna let Alvin guard this. I ain't really have to with him. You know, I go over there and one of them little point guards. Yeah, but I wasn't with him like that. When I played, he was so strong, fast, man. He changed his game from, he started learning how to post up and put his back to the basket. That's when he was shaking on your ass and turning and shoot. But then it was a wrap after that, man. But it was hands down Mike.
Wasn't close?
No, it was hell no. Damn.
Mike went baseline and did some and threw it under the rim and laid it in all this time. I was like, this really, like, you know, like you said, like sitting in high school and college watching that, and then when he does it to you, I was like, oh my God, it's crazy. When you first got to Orlando, I was like, oh my God, it's really real. Like, he came at me like one of the first players of the game, and in my mind, I was like, I'm not getting dunked on. So I tried to meet him early, slid by me, I bumped him, and he still did that. And when he laid it up and the crowd went crazy, I was like this guy's real. But it also gave me confidence because he was killing us.
I can only speak for myself. I can't speak for Max. There was no weaknesses. Try to force him left, you try to force him right, you try to top lock him, you try to hold, you try to be physical with him. I equate it to like this. It was like, and maybe this is how centers feel when they were going against Shaq. He was Shaq of shooting guards. I don't care, there was no way you could get around him in front of him. He was just too strong. And then he had a 48-inch vertical. So you were never blocking his shot. And he could stop on a dime, his handles, and then he held the ball like it was like an orange. So he's taunting you, holding the ball on your face, the tongue is all out, and chewing the gum and all that.
Then he come down, black eyes are looking at you, and I'm looking right back at him. Yeah, I ain't going anywhere. Yeah. And he's looking at you, and man, no weaknesses, none, zero. I love tape. I'm watching. I'm always trying to find a tail, and I found a tail on everyone.
Not him.
I could not find a tail, not one. Like, okay, if he goes left X amount of times, what is his percentages? Great, right, great. Step back, great.
Greater.
Great. Rebounding, great. Passing, great. You can't punk him. I'm trying to find something. So it's almost like by committee. Derek the key.
Come on.
I mean,
we got to get some help down this. Come on now, don't be here. I've been calling.
Proud to beg.
Come on now, this.
Too proud to beg.
That's what I'm tired
The
of.
toughest shot in basketball, which is the fadeaway, he shot that at a high clip. That's the toughest shot in basketball.
You cannot block it. You can't get it.
But see,
it's straight away and it's at 48 inches.
Yeah, when he got to learn how to put his back to the basket and get in that post, that's when he got.
And then
he
would do the Elijah one.
Yeah, he get that.
The
shimmer shake shit on you.
He get you leaning.
Oh my goodness.
And
I don't know, man. That man, like you're talking. You're talking about a guy who thrived. Like he was single-handedly beating the Dream Team opponents when he got mad. You heard the Dream Team story when they played against the college kids, and the college kids came in and they won the first one because they set Michael Jordan, and they said we're sitting Michael Jordan on purpose, And then when they put him in, they beat him by like 30, 40. He's the different breed. He's a different mindset.
How was it like playing against MJ your rookie year?
Shaking in my boots. First time. shaking in the first time I had to guard. I'm like, yo, man, first of all, let me go back. 1997, MJ them in the playoffs. I think they played against the Hawks, right? I'm at the playoff game. Bruh, I got an opportunity to go in the back by the locker room after the game. So I'm standing back there. I'm 17 years old, kid. I've never been around NBA players like this, or even, I've never been around somebody like MJ. So I'm standing back there, kid, and Pip comes out. All these players start coming out. Mike comes around that corner. Bruh, I ain't gonna lie to you. The man had a glow, bro. I swear, Mike, dog, that's real.
I believe it.
That shit is real.
Hey, KG said the same thing. You just feel his energy. He don't say you feel that energy.
I'm not joking, bro.
It's Jesus,
real.
Man, I'm telling you.
Mike came out, I was like, damn, bro. I ain't know what to say, man. I was like, that's MJ, dog. That's MJ. So fast forward, I'm on the court with him for my rookie year. It took me about a quarter to get over the fact that this Mike, right? But man, once it wore, that mystique wears off if you're around somebody for a long time. It wears off. It's like, okay, hit it. I damn near had my best game as a rookie playing against it. I almost had a triple-double in front of 30,000. We played in the Sky Dome. 30,000 Mike had them coming in there, bro. And that was the year they had, 72 and 10? Yeah, we was one of them 10.
Yeah, in Toronto. He had a good game. You and Mike both had good games that game.
Hey, Mike had about 35. He probably had about 12 on me, easy. I'm like, man, this Mike, bro. I had to get his ass back when he was with the Wizards, though.
Yeah.
He dunked on me, screamed, he flexed and screamed. I was like, man,
I
because I had
remember that
blocked
one.
a bunch of shots, he came on. It was like, the roar after he dunked on me, man, I was like, okay. Yeah.
At home or in Chicago?
Oh, it was at home. Oh, he got me good. No, I'm blaming Kendall Gill for that. Kendall Gill was always talking to Mike. And I'm like, Mike, yo, he gonna blow past you. He coming at me.
Oh my goodness, man, you look at that when they bring out the schedule in the summertime, when they put them goddamn schedules out, you look and you put that damn mark on Chicago, and you just, the night before, as you asked me, man, it's sleepless nights, man. That be rough. Man, it's the thing about this, what you got to do tomorrow, and you don't want to get embarrassed, and this don't know how to stop coming at you. He gonna, just like you just keep coming and coming and keep that damn foot on your throat, man, and he just keep coming, and man, you just have to do some shit try to do some shit to him that nobody else ever did, to try to get him off his square. The shit You know, you can't touch him. You can't do nothing to him, man. So, and man, I just tried to do that nobody else would do to him. But Mike is Mike, man. The best player ever, man, I ever played against.
Jordan was an assassin. He did something that I've never had anybody ever do, that I've ever witnessed. So I think I had 57 in Atlanta, and we had to go back to Chicago a little while later. And he walks into our locker room, suit and tie, and I'm like, what's he doing in our locker room? You know, I'm like, what's going on here, right? I'm thinking he may be going to the training room, right? But he walks by me, he walks by Kevin. When he gets to one of my teammates, Randy Whitman, he tapped him on the butt. He said, lace him up, it's going to be a long night. And I didn't know what to say. I'm shocked. And he walks out, right? And I said, well, you tell that God, I'm gonna kick his. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to say. You know, I just do, and cause I'm in disbelief. You know, he had 60 that night. I've never had anybody do that come in our locker room like that.
You guys had what they called the Jordan rules.
We came up with that saying with Jordan because this is what Chuck was saying. If Michael goes to the basket, put his ass on the ground. And I put his ass, because you know, once he go up there, you know, you gotta hit him. You gotta hit him. I mean, every time he went to the basket, we hit him and stuff like that. So, and I say, I got a lot of credit, man. I mean, like these players today, man, they don't really respect how tough it was to play in that era. You know how tough it is when you have to go to the basket, get your teeth knocked out, go to the basket, get your head knocked off, and go to the basket and be on the ground and stuff like that, and all of a sudden, nobody wants to pick you up. They don't understand that stuff, how we played. And guess what, though? That's why I call Michael the greatest basketball player ever.
Jordan was another one.
Yeah.
Do you stay in touch with
He was a nightmare.
you? Yeah. Jordan was a nightmare to guard.
Yeah, he was. We used to get scouting reports on certain guys, and you look at the scouting report, and they say, well, you can take your right hand away, take your left hand away, push him this way, push him that way. On him, it's just like, good luck. He was special in that way, yeah. Plus, he had a will like no other player that I ever played against. Certain guys I can get to mentally, but him I could never get to mentally. And believe me, I tried my best. But, you know, he was that special player that you couldn't break his will. You know, if anything, you just taking him to another level.
He just had this charisma on top of all the gifts and skills and mentally, you know, how great he is. I mean, playing against him, the one thing that I think that he was unlike any other player I've ever played against is that there was a real fear playing against him. Like the league be kind of fearful of a player or have that much reverence for a player. No matter who you know, has come since then, you know, that was a different feeling when you're playing Mike, because you just knew, you know, like there was such a seriousness and competitiveness and fire in him. And, you know, there was a fear with how that was going to manifest itself potentially on any given night. So he was, I mean, where do you want to start and where do you want to finish with him? He was everything.
I think he was a little bit more dangerous when he was with the Wizards. He didn't have the athleticism that we were used to seeing MJ have.
Yeah.
But I'm with Bonzi. His angles were a little bit more sharp. You know, you wasn't going to move him. He was a strong 2-3 guard. You wasn't going to just move him lightly, and his shot became more dangerous. You know, he became more solid as that veteran player when his years in Washington, as the question stated. You know, it was like one of them, don't leave him open.
Don't leave Michael Jordan open.
Yeah, he's still out there talking
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? He's talking but he dropping dimes and, you know what I'm saying? It was like, damn. But the only thing he was missing was,
the hop.
That's it. That's it. You know, his jump shot was still killer.
I just saw him on a Sunday afternoon and I thought, oh my gosh, this may be the best 6'4" high school player I've ever seen. But none of us, Dean Smith, Bill Guthrie, Jetty Fogler, Roy Williams, knew that he was going to be Michael Jordan.
Right.
But he was just gifted, but he had a desire that was different from everybody else. He told me he wanted to be the best player ever at North Carolina. And I said, well, you've got to work harder than you did in high school. And he said, I worked as hard as everybody else. I said, excuse me, I thought you told me you wanted to be the best. You have no chance, no chance. And 2 days later, he came back and said, I want to talk to you. And said, I'm going to show you nobody will ever outwork me. And nobody ever has to this day.
What do you think made him unique?
That desire. There's guys on the street corner that can run and jump. There's guys playing basketball that can shoot. There's guys doing so many things, and there are great players, but nobody's great as Michael Jordan was. That expression, the GOAT, greatest of all time, he's the GOAT. And I've watched a lot of basketball, 71 years. Nobody's done what Michael Jordan, and his desire, his passion, his focus, his work ethic, his competitiveness. Oh my gosh, it's off the charts.
I remember we played the Bulls
when I was in Milwaukee. And you know how you going through layup line and you cross paths? And I remember crossing paths with MJ and we dapped it up and I told him, I said, man, if we ever get together, we're gonna win championships. And we kept going.
Yeah.
And we came back.
Yeah.
And I tell people, when you look at the numbers, he's 23, I'm 14. My 1 and my 4 encompasses 2 and 3. Together they equal 10. So ain't no way we could lose. Ain't no way we could lose.
So your first year in Chicago, you guys lose to Detroit.
Yes, and get our ass whooped.
Uh-huh.
Oh, they laid it on us.
What'd you
man.
guys learn from that?
That the biggest thing was their physicality versus our athleticism.
It's the MJ rules.
Okay, so when they was knocking MJ down, they'd tap Scotty out a little bit, okay? We would react to them taps. The following year, it was make sure that when anybody got tapped, 2 or 3 of us go over there quick. And get them right to the line or get them up and let's go.
Yeah.
That it ain't gonna be us lingering over this hit or looking back. No. Get your ass up, get to the line, make your free throws. They gonna foul you because they can't stop you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because the athleticism that we had in our front line, man, was stupid at that period of time. And being able to play under the system that we played under. With Doug, it was tough because everything was run so much through MJ. That it was hard for the younger cats, Pete, BJ, Stacy, for them to be able to see how this is played, So once it became a thing where everybody was gonna get touches, it became a different game, man. And once again, it was, MJ was hot with the system when it was brought to him. He didn't want to run triangle.
How did you survive with Jordan? Like Michael Jordan, it seems like he likes you. Can't say the same about some of your former teammates there. So why is it Mike likes you and may not like Isaiah or Bill Laimbeer or Matt Mahorn or any of those guys?
So I'll pass on why he doesn't like them or whatever, but I will say this. That he and I matched up against each other for 14 straight years. In those 14 years, never once did he try to trash talk me, and never once did I try to trash talk him. It was toe to toe, nose to nose for 14 straight years, and we never said a negative word to each other on the court. I respected him. Those years that we beat them, Dan, he'd walk over every single time, shake my hand, and go, good luck in the finals, man. And, I could see he was devastated with the loss. We beat them, they beat us. And I stopped as we were walking off the court and shook his hand and said, good luck in the finals. So I think it was just mutual respect.
We always start this off by asking, who was the first person when you got to the league to bust your ass?
Y'all know that MJ. I didn't know it was him. Yeah, I was talking to him in preseason. I didn't know that they don't play in preseason.
Right.
So I'm killing him. Had about 21. He played about 7 or 8 minutes. Then all of a sudden, we got to play him in the first game of the regular season. He come to Seattle. First thing he get on the floor, he was like, Pip, Armstrong, the young fella, he mine all night. And he bust his ass all night. And he's like, this ain't preseason. You know what I'm saying? Man, he remembered it, man. And then all of a sudden, man, I get quick 2 fouls, man, in 4 minutes, man. I sit down, man, I'm at 35, 7, 10. I'm over there with no chewing that gum, chewing that gum, looking at me like after the game, he was like, welcome to the NBA.
Funny story is Space Jam film shootout here in LA on the Burbank Studios. And so Michael Jordan calls up UCLA and tells them to bring some players out. He's in town. They've got a whole facility out there with the Long Beach State floor and a big dome and just great basketball every day. Grant Hill and Juwan Howard and Patrick Ewing and just a who's who of basketball players. So they said, bring some UCLA players. My oldest son, Chris, was at UCLA, so I would take him up to the run every day. But before the run, we'd play a little lightweight 3-on-3. And so it's Dean Cain, who's Superman, and sometimes Queen Latifah would get out there and mess around. So it was just real lightweight. So at the end of the run, I did a little lightweight dunk. So Michael Jordan said, hey old man, don't be trying to dunk. That wasn't part of your game. I was like, man, look, whatever I was doing, you had my poster on your wall in college. So I was doing something right. He said, oh yeah, you got me there. Yeah, you was my favorite player. I used to love your game. That was kind of so I knew beforehand. Then to see it in Last Dance and see him actually say it on video, it's funny. Chris, my oldest son, Joe, he got wind of that video beforehand, and then he's like, Dad, I'm gonna send you something, but you can't tell nobody. This is before the episode of Last Dance came out. Dad, you can't tell anybody. And then he sent me the video, and it was Michael saying, yeah, Marcus Johnson. I'm a big fan of Marcus. I love Marcus Johnson. He was one of my favorite players, whatever. So it's a big honor. It's a huge honor to have that happen like that.
How was it guarding Mike?
Unbelievable, man.
I used to have good games against Mike. I got about 19 something. And he in Chicago, he's serving Scotty. Yeah, he was hyped to the roof, talking a gang of shit.
I was on
right?
15, dog.
I said, man, you keep going at Mike. Man, keep going at that motherfucker. And Mike right there. And we've been hyped all game, you know. I went baseline, dunked on Mike and I think Robin or something.
Right.
You know what I mean? He came through the middle, dunked on Luke Longley, nasty, and moved it this way.
Flash. Yeah, we in here. Yeah.
We was talking shit. We was slapping hands. He was walk out the timeout. He said, man, you keep killing this motherfucker, man. I hear him. Right? You know what I mean? I hear you.
So
you know
I'm looking for him to give me something back. When he don't do that,
you know, I'm like, you keep killing my can't with you, dog. So I'm like, right. Then he doubled down, triple down, I think. Say it again, man. You too strong for this motherfucker.
Right.
Keep killing this motherfucker, man. And you know how KG be, he right here. You hear me?
So he ain't giving me nothing though. He like, yeah, right. Really get off and over here. Go get pipped. So I get the energy.
And Mike right here.
Yeah, Mike right here on the back leg though.
So we walk by and Mike looking at me. And looking at KG and looking at me. My spidey instincts told me go a little closer to Mike and holler at him, right? I said, hey, Mike, man, he young boy, man. He don't,
he don't mean no harm.
He don't really know what time it is. He don't know the name of the game. Mike ain't really paying attention. He hear me, but he like in killer mode, so
it's
not registering.
I
said,
too
Mike,
late.
Man,
it's too late.
It's too late.
Like, I didn't know. You know what I mean? I said, you know, he don't know what he talking about, man. He just, you know, up there talking. He hype, you know how it be, man. You know what I mean? He don't know what's up. He don't know what time it is. He's like, okay, all right. Okay.
Word. That's nice. I said, all right.
So the game started. All I know is they usually run triangle. I'm on him, and it seemed like the shake, the Catino and Stevie used to work. Right. It seemed like everybody disappeared. I felt everything. So he hadn't done that the whole game. So he caught the ball and went, he did, I don't know what it was. It was a little sign that they had. And everybody moved out the way. Right. He did it 4 or 5 times in a row. Foul. And one. And I jumped high, so he had that fadeaway. He be leaning, his foot would touch you. You know what I mean? He be leaning, right? And I'm on. I hit hands. And one. I said, damn. Right? That was about his 9th or 10th point straight. He wasn't done. Bam. Foul. Done. He ran up about 15, 16, 17. We come back. Yeah, we come back. It's a timeout. We out of breath.
We out of breath. Like you can hear us. Like you can hear us.
I'm like, man, this KG talking shit to Mike.
Right.
Nobody talk to fucking Mike, man. I gotta guard this motherfucker, man. You know what I mean?
Right. That's when he went crazy.
Yo, man, my fault, Jay. My fault, man. You know what I mean? I said,
oh, good, man. Told you shut the up, man. It's Mike. I gotta guard him. You ain't. Like everybody should like, and then it hit me. I was like, damn, that was real. I ain't
we
gotta
went out there
that
quiet.
motherfucker. You right.
You know, we was a little defeated. Mike talking shit like, y'all done? Y'all ain't even gonna fight back? I mean,
nah, we done. You got it. You got it. Oh, yeah? Yeah, y'all done? Like, you got it. Yeah, I wanted him to give me some, yeah. On some wild shit. Like, right. Like, right. Like,
because look,
I got it.
KG right here. Mike, I can see y'all, right? We play hoop, right? I can see right there. Peripherals, right? So I'm like, right. But Mike right there, I see him, right? I'm like, man, this dude is tripping, man.
So who were the kind of players that you talk trash to them, it was going to backfire almost every time?
MJ.
Talking trash to Michael Jordan, even if he's talking trash to you, is a losing proposition.
Yeah, you're in a no-win situation. Many guys don't play 48 minutes of hell. Michael Jordan gave you 48 minutes of hell.
Both ends of the court.
Both ends of the floor. So I still got, hey, look, man, don't say anything to him. Don't say nothing to him.
Don't talk trash to Michael Jordan. That was what you told other players on your team, because they're going to get you in a mess.
They get me in a mess. Get this, there's been multiple times we are going over plays before the game. We played the Bulls, and we used to call MJ the Black Cat back then.
Okay. What was that for? What was Black Cat?
Yeah, he was tough.
Okay.
And on the board, the coach say, well, and he talk about in the pregame, don't let the Black Cat go baseline. Anyway, make a long story short, we get out, game get ready to start. He said, I know y'all been in there talking about don't let me go on baseline.
Jordan telling you about what you're planning.
I'm going baseline anyway. And here, lo and behold, he goes baseline, and all you see is the bottom of those Nikes. I will honestly admit this. I've caught myself doing it several times. Sitting on the bench, he has been in the game, and he goes baseline, and he gets you one of those amazing, dynamic
acrobatic moves with the tongue out, great finish, and sitting on the bench going da-da-da, da-da-da.
You knew.
You was on sports.
You about to be famous the wrong way.
So I never forget, once the playoff starts, we beat Boston. That's the first time Boston Garden gets shut down. Second round, we play Michael Jordan there. That's when Nick Anderson stole the ball. Yeah. To this day, until I saw Last Dance, I did not know Nick Anderson said
he wasn't the thing.
45 is not 23. Oh, Lord. I would have said, man, y'all, you don't shut up. What is you doing? You don't get this man no feel. So when I saw that, I was like, oh, my God. Game 2, never forget. I say, I was always a Michael Jordan fan. He comes out, keeps his top on, got his pants off, the shorts on. They do the announcer.
Took that shit out, had that 23 on.
He say, wearing number 45, Michael Jordan. Yeah, crowd go crazy. You know, we at home, but it sounded like we in Chicago because of him. So, boy, both teams broke out of the huddles. Coming to the court, that took out that damn thing. I saw 2-3. I said, oh, Lord, we in trouble. Superman's in the building, back cat, whatever you want to call him, Jesus. We in trouble tonight. So they end up beating us. The rest of the time, this was the crazy part. Every time he wore that number, they got fined $200,000. Yeah. Ching-ching, that jump man was making that money anyway. He got that. We beat him in, I think, game 3. Or they beat us, I'm not for sure, but we ended up winning 4-2 on that court. Jordan's trainer, like, when you want to start? He said, tomorrow, lifting weights. And he said, all he kept thinking was Orlando. Man, they played us there was Shaq last time in Orlando. They played us, they swept us. I never forget this, and you can go back and look at the stat sheet. Horace couldn't do nothing, put his head down and just laugh. It was on the free throw line right in front of us. Jordan, Scotty was talking shit. Boy, Jordan had 2 free throws at the end of the game. He hit the first one and missed the second one on purpose. He was like, what the doing? You know? Somebody said, look at the scoreboard. He left 45 on the scoreboard. You know Jordan petty in the motherfucker. He left 45 for last year on the scoreboard. Go back and look at game 4 stat sheet. You can Google that. 40.
What is it about Michael Jordan that stood out to you as different?
I think it's the combination of everything. The unquestioned excellence, the objective greatness, but then the fact that he was so beautiful to watch. Magnetism and presence and star power. Michael Jordan had that to an 11 on a 10 scale. And even though people will mutter forever about Jerry Krause breaking up this team, I think it actually enhances Jordan's mystique and legend because we never saw him lose. The Wizards don't count. That's less than a foot. He walks away on top.
Michael was so dominant, not only on the court, but in the locker room. And so everybody felt more a sense of we're going to win because we have Michael. So there was a comfort level with his confidence and his dominance, his sort of king of the hill mentality. So you went into every game like, yeah, he's on our side. But you went into every practice like, I better not get on his bad side, and so it was an interesting combination. He raised the level of every practice so dramatically. Everything mattered to him. Every shooting drill, like he was so competitive. And we used to scrimmage a lot more back then than we do today. Most practice days we would scrimmage at some point, and those scrimmages were battles. He wasn't the easiest teammate to play with. In fact, he was probably the hardest teammate I've ever played with. But it was really productive because he was able to raise the level of our competitiveness, but also our confidence. Because every practice day almost felt harder than games, because you had to deal with him. And it was all on purpose. I think he expressed it pretty well in the Last Dance. That was all really accurate. And so it wasn't easy and it wasn't my style, but it was definitely effective and it was genuine to his personality.
So Jordan stands up in the room and he says, you tell that boy Dan Marley, I got something for him tonight. And now I stood up, I couldn't hardly walk. I mean, literally, we had played the night before, traveled that day. I was stiff as a board. He would not, if Scottie Pippen in the room, Horace Grant, I mean, we just playing this game called Tonk, okay? And we just going at it. And he looked at Tom and I, he said, I'm gonna give your boy 40.
In an exhibition game?
Yeah, we like, who? Dan. I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. Bet 100, bet 200. I took the bet, Tom took the bet. Oh no. So he starts the game and he just going nuts. I'm over there still stiff. I got heat packs under my clothes, man. I'm like, stiff. This man's out there going crazy. And Tom and I sitting there looking at him like, this dude is just insane. So he had about 34. He walks over to the bench and he catches the ball. He looks at Tom and I like, get that money ready. He catches the ball and Dan's guarding him. He reverse pivots on him, so Dan's got to backed up, and he went right, and he just tried to tear the rim down. Tongue wagging, he went down like this, right, and holding up 400.
Michael Jordan is the best player ever. First time I met him, he was 40 years old. He was coming back with the Wizards. It was early in the morning, and I get a call from Tim Grover saying, MJ said you can meet him. So I go down there. I get there at about 7 in the morning. He's been there already for an hour. He was 40 years old. Like, he's been working out for an hour. So he's working out at 6 in the morning at 40 years old. He's coming back. So I think just his work ethic, it's no secret or surprise of how great he was, obviously, but his talent level, he was so driven. He was so competitive. To see him lose a game in the summer session, he would go sit in the corner by himself. Like, he was just unbelievably competitive. Unbelievably driven, even in a setting like that.
That's what they say about Brady. He's like distraught.
Yeah.
Bad practice, distraught.
Yeah, that's MJ, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm lucky that, I think we all should be lucky we're even alive to see this guy play. Like, some kids now who are buying the shoes have never seen Michael Jordan play in person. Or they've seen some clips and things like that, but he had no flaws whatsoever. You couldn't say he couldn't dribble, he couldn't shoot, he couldn't defend.
He didn't have great range. He wasn't a 3-ball shooter.
But that goes back, he didn't have to be.
Yeah.
You know, his mid-range was so unbelievable, and getting to the rim, he could finish with either hand. He was so flashy, but he was also so fundamentally sound, you know, so he had everything covered.
Michael, in my opinion, and Will played with him for so many years, he was just the ultimate competitor, man. And we were playing cards at my house one day in Charlotte. Here's another story. This is how big of a competitor he was, and Will knows this story too, right? So we're playing this game called Tom, and I'm beating him out of his money, all right? And I'm beating him, and this is about 11 o'clock at night. This guy does not go home until 7 o'clock in the morning until he wins all of his money back. 7.
And they had a game that day.
Yeah, they had a game that day. We played them that day, okay? And the thing is that most people will say, oh my God, Michael Jordan's over my house. Oh, you know, I was ready for Michael Jordan to leave. I was like, dude, would you please go? Just leave, please. But he wouldn't until he won all of his money back. That's how psychotic of a competitor he is.
Michael Jordan was a scorer first, second, and third. He was a phenomenal finisher of the game. And what I mean by that is Michael Jordan stopped playing the game. He stopped having to facilitate. He didn't have to do all those things. He just finished the game. He finished it. He was, I think, the game's greatest finisher because he had no weakness in his game. When he played the game, especially in the fourth quarter, we refer to him as a 3-dimensional player. He's either going to score, he's going to get fouled, or go to the free throw line and make the 2 free throws. And not many players can do that in the last 4 minutes of a game. Jordan was the best. He was just 3-dimensional in every way, every phase of the game, especially coming down the stretch.
If I'm starting a team, it's Michael Jordan. Just for the simple side, and Smitty can attest to this, we had to guard him, 35 to 40 minutes a game. And he was the Shaq of shooting guards because there's no way you were going to move him off the post. He was cat quick, and on top of that, he was going to embarrass you in front of your family and your friends. So having said all that, if I'm starting a franchise, not only do I want to put people in the seats, because Michael will do that, but his skill level was so far ahead of everyone else.
I think for me, it's MJ all day long, only because how I played against him, and MJ just had everything, mid-range to 3-point, post-up game, and he could score and dominate in each position. MJ didn't have any other weaknesses in this game, and defensively, he was a two-way player. Defensively, he was incredible and just as dominant.
He's the greatest player, and Bill Russell is the greatest winner. Michael, no question, Michael is heads and shoulder above everybody else. He not only dominated on offense and defense, but he also dominated. There will never be a basketball player, and I don't know if there'll ever be another athlete to make as much money on the court and off the court as Michael Jordan.
You know what's really amazing about him is his attendance. I bring this out because he played 13 years. 1 year, 17 games because of baseball. The year he plays 18 because of a broken bone in his foot. Then he played 78 games 1 year. The other 10 years in cement, 82, 82, 82, 82, 8 times, and then 81 and 80. You could put him in there. Pain, injuries, flu, what have you. He could raise his game in the last 30 seconds. Let's see it blossom, and let's see him make his team a winner, because with the acceptance of Michael Jordan came the winning. The winning changed the world view of Michael Jordan. Winning gets it done.
Second round, we play Michael Jordan there.
Yeah.
That's when Nick Anderson stole the ball.
Yeah.
To this day, until I saw Last Dance, I did not know Nick Anderson said
he wasn't the same.
45 is not 23.
Oh, Lord. I would have said, man, y'all, you don't shut the up. What is you doing? You don't get this man no feel.
Yeah. So, game 2, never forget. I say, always a Michael Jordan fan. Game 2, he comes out, keeps his top on, got his pants off, shorts on, and then they do the announcement.
Took that shit, had that 23 on.
They did the announcement. He said, wearing number 45, Michael Jordan. Yeah, crowd go crazy. We at home, but it sounded like we in Chicago because of him. Boy, both teams broke out of the huddles, coming to the court. That took out that damn thing. I saw 2-3. I said, oh, Lord, we in trouble. Superman's in the building, back cat, whatever you want to call him, Jesus. We in trouble tonight. So they end up winning game. They won game 2. The rest of the time, this was the crazy part. Every time he wore that number, they got fined $200,000 because, you got to have that.
Yeah,
you got to have
do all
the
that
number.
shit ahead of time.
Like January, you got to, this is what you got. So they got fined $200,000, which he's making that every time he play. Anyway, we beat him in, I think, game 3, or they beat us, I'm not for sure, but we ended up winning 4-2 on their court. All he kept thinking was Orlando. Man, they played us there was Shaq last time in Orlando. They played us. They swept us. I never forget this, and you can go back and look at the stat sheet, and they were just, they was Horace Grant. Horace couldn't do nothing, put his head down and just laugh. It was on the free throw line right in front of us. Jordan, Scotty was talking Boy, Jordan had 2 free throws at the end of the game. He hit the first one and missed the second one on purpose. And we was like, what the f*** you doing, Somebody said, look at the scoreboard. He left 45 on the scoreboard. Jordan petty, He left 45 for last year on the scoreboard. Go back and look at game 4, stat sheet. You can Google that. 45.
It sounds corny, but just greatness, just absolute greatness and brilliance from a basketball standpoint, from a competitive standpoint, from the opposition going against him. You can beat him up, you can hit him. It didn't matter. He just had everything that you want in a basketball player. And we had a Hall of Famer, as Jalen mentioned, in Reggie Miller, that we felt comfortable and confident that he could react and respond to everything that Michael presented, but he's the best to ever do it.
What's your best MJ story?
Oh, man. One of my favorite MJ story is, since this is out there, we in Chicago, it's my rookie year, the second half of the year. You know how you're not caught on now, right? Now you got your little 1-2 moves, you getting them all, right? Now you got some confidence, right? So I'm in that. I'm playing, right? But JR is having a good game. Shout out to JR Ryder, right?
Easy Riders.
So what happened was, we're in Chicago, and I had played against Mike 3 times head up. So KG had never seen me play against Mike.
Yeah.
So we're in the game, and I got about 24 going into the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Mike got about 18, 19. We come out of the fourth quarter, KG like, man, keep going at his ass. Serve him. He can't guard you. He can't da-da-da with you. He can't mess with you. Yeah. I'm like, man, chill. It's like, what? I was like, he's standing right here, buddy. and KG was like,
right here. Mike can hear me. I don't really give a so I'm like, so I double back like, yeah, man, keep killing that yo, you killing that. So as I say that, I feel it. Hands on hips, legs locked. Then look, the nigga stabbed me for about 15 seconds.
I was like, Mike, he don't know the rules of the game, man. He's just a young puppy. You know what I mean? Mike was like, okay, he talking? You know what I mean? I said, man, he don't know the rules of the game. Yeah. And Mike looked at him being like, okay. Looked at me like, okay. I said, what you looking at me like that for, right?
I see him and Mike having a conversation. So he's like, he don't really know he excited, whatever. So now MJ on the back leg joint, when he's
leaning on you. Is that right?
Okay, yeah, huh? I can't even really describe the next 6 to 7 minutes of play, yo.
Went to the fourth quarter, man. That man got about 17 quick.
In this next 6 to 7 minutes of play, y'all, we get 2, not 1, 2 10-second calls. When you bring the ball up, you got to get across half court. 2 10-second calls. We down 25 now. It was just at 2. Mike had 18. He had 40 now. JR, myself, we ain't scored in about 4 minutes. It got bad quick, yo. I come to the joint, and they know this. When you come and you've been on the run, when you not got back on the floor, got back, had to rebound, and you feel like you on defense all the time, you come to the bench like this. So I was like, JR, man, my bad, dog. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
I said, look, I gotta guard that man, not you.
And Mike came down. Okay, young fella. Okay, damn, young fella. Damn, y'all done? Damn, young fella. Never talk shit to Mike ever again in life.
Michael Jordan was the most complete basketball player that's ever lived.
Mm-hmm.
Complete. Mm-hmm. Like Kareem was just as effective. Mm-hmm. Certain people could be, LeBron at times could be just as effective. But the most complete basketball player that ever lived is Michael Jordan. Completeness. Preach. So his ability to do every aspect of basketball at the highest level. And I think that came from going to college. because in college, what happens is the best coaches are in college basketball because there's more. The best ones are there. So they design defenses and offenses that are different from the NBA. NBA is just strict man-to-man, but your philosophies and thought process is from a totality of all of those defenses. So now the game is easier for you and you're much more easier. What I always say about Michael, what's different between even the great Kobe Bryant and great LeBron James is he was still the most fundamental basketball player. That was Michael. He was the best athlete and the most fundamental because he went to college for 3 years and developed certain things, you know? Michael Jordan, those 3 years in college, imagine he only went 1 year. Oh my God, or none. Michael Jordan, most complete basketball player.
Michael was obviously a great player as a rookie. I played golf with Michael on the Saturday before that Sunday game, and we played 36 holes, and I took a little bit of money from Michael that day, and that might have been a big mistake. And as I got out of the car, he says, "Hey, tell DJ I got something for him tomorrow." DJ picked up like his 5th foul, like 4 minutes into the 3rd quarter, and so like I got a big chunk of that, 63. And I remember a funny story about Walton was in that game, we were doing some switching. Most of the switching, I was always accused of like, you know, you just don't want to guard him, so you just like switch. And Walton ended up fouling out, and he was cursing me out at the end of that game so hard, like, guard your own man.
Michael Jordan thus far 4 for 11 for 8 points. Clyde Drexler 3 out of 7 for 9. It's quite a matchup between these two, and earlier I talked about it with Michael.
Well, Clyde is somewhat of a mirror of me in a sense. I mean, he's so versatile. He plays, offense, he plays defense. He's good with assists. He can score. So you got to respect him in all areas of basketball. I'm just going to try to contain him as much as possible. Try to force him to shoot the outside shot, as most people try to force me to shoot the outside shot, and force him to his weaker hand, which is left. And that's what people do to me. So hopefully it can work against him.
It was like 4 of us, MJ included, and the conversation came up about Clyde Drexler. And MJ said this, and I quote, "Clyde Drexler is just as good as me. He just don't know how to play the game." Do you follow me? And we ain't talking about basketball. And that was the question. What do you mean? You know what the fuck I mean. Point blank.
I remember being in the 8th, 9th, 10th grade watching Clyde Drexler play, sitting on my couch and really starting to have distractions for the game of basketball. Even though I was outside playing it, maybe 20 minutes earlier, I would come in, watch the game for a little bit, and then go back out and play again. I could never sit in front of the TV and watch it. But then when they started saying Clyde Drexler and show when he dunked the ball or anything great he did, I was attracted to the TV. It made me want to sit there and watch it. When he almost jumped from the free throw line, I think he was playing Lakers. And, both his feet up in the air, that was his signature, dunk. One hand came down the lane. He floated. When Clyde dunked, Clyde came up with both his legs. I used to always pick my legs up. I used to always say that, when I did that, I was Clyde Drexler.
And the Bucks with numbers. Brandon up top. Ray Allen the slam. Gorgeous alley-oop.
A lot of people don't realize that Clyde is 6'7", 6'7", 6'8". He had like 44-inch vertical. He was jumping out of the gym.
18-11. Long basket. Drexler on the alley-oop. He climbed the golden ladder for that.
All top of the key, top of the alley-oop. Oh my goodness. You're not supposed to be able to do that.
A lot of credit went to Michael Jordan for him being able to do the things he's done, but Clyde Drexler was doing it alongside Jordan at the same time with him. Sometimes even better.
The thing that made Clyde so special, his athleticism was off the charts. And, I remember watching him in college when they had the great team, Phi Slamma Jamma. He came into the NBA dunking, but when you go back and you look at some of his college dunks, you're like, whoa.
You never lose that image in your head of Clyde taking off from the free throw line over Andre Turner of Memphis State and just dunking that thing. You're like, oh my God, did he jump from the three-point line? Is someone really that athletic? And then watching Clyde in his early days in Portland, you were like, Clyde was must-see TV.
Is known for his acrobatic drives to the basket, his high-flying dunks and all. And I just kept remembering him hitting jump shots in the NBA Finals. And I remember going into the finals saying, okay, I'm going to make him shoot jump shots. And that's the weak part of his game. And he kept hitting jump shots. And I kept thinking, he can't be doing this to me right now in the NBA Finals. I stood there to take a charge, and he came full blast. And I'm holding myself, and I'm looking at this dude, and I'm saying, he's gonna kill me. He's like gonna run me over, and he's not gonna stop. He's not slowing down. And then he jumped. And I remember this fool jumping, right? and just going and going. And I was like, he gonna kick me. And then he tucked his legs up under and his knees like floated right over my head and he dunked it. And I was like, oh my God, he just dunked that basketball. That's my memory of Clyde Drexler. I mean, he jumped over my head and dunked.
And not at one point can I remember during Clyde's career, he was ever pointing to about him. It's about Clyde Drexler. Yes, he wanted to eventually win a championship and went to Houston, was a part of that. But he always carried himself in a professional manner, meaning the team was first. So I understand his comments. Even when in the 92 finals, and I would happen to be coming out of college, it was a draft combine in Chicago. I was at, game 1 or game 2. I think it was game 1 when Michael Jordan had the 6 3-pointers. Even at that time when the media was trying to pit Michael against Clyde kind of stayed out of the fray because he understood that in order for Portland to win, it wasn't about he and Michael Jordan going up again. It was about the Trailblazers trying to do what they needed to do to beat the Bulls.
We can definitely talk about the 92 finals. Had a chance to play with a guy that, I idolized young and had a chance to play against Clyde in the finals. And I must say I was very afraid going into that series because it was that moment really where Clyde was probably one of my biggest challenges for as a small forward in the game, a guy that played a lot like me, a lot of speed, athleticism, can handle the ball, make plays. So it was a big challenge for me to be able to have to run up against, a guy like Clyde. It was a lot of fun, a lot of great memories that I take from playing against that Portland team, especially against Clyde.
Position.
Otis Thorpe was our dude.
There were a couple of guys that were undecided about the trade and had questions about it.
This guy comes in, sits down in our locker room, crosses his leg, reading the Wall Street Journal.
When you're mad about a trade, you kind of stay mad.
Who is this dude? Telling us how to win. Dude, we beat you last year. So it's like, who is this guy? And then we go, oh, he's special.
Clyde came in and started hooping. I'm like, man, this dude, he's on a mission.
It was a good time, man. We had so much fun playing with Clyde, and this game, man, was so unique. I'm telling you, Clyde, I gotta tell you something too, Clyde. I don't think you knew this, but when you got on the team, you were known for being late all the time. Yeah.
Hold up. In Portland, we had a point system. Not only if you were late, you had to pay everybody. So I and not paying fines. I was the on-time guy. Now, hold up. You called me late coming to that Houston team?
Hold on. Now, you don't know this. I want you to go back and ask anybody. We changed the time up for practice. I think we said, I can't remember exactly. We said practice was going to be at 10:30. We told you that. But we told everybody else that practice was going to be at 11 o'clock. So practice could start on time.
First time I'm on a break with Clyde Drexler. He used to drill with his head down, and I'm running the lane real hard. I didn't realize he saw me, and he threw a nice hard pass, and my hands couldn't get up quick enough and hit me in the head. I was like, oh. He was like, going back down the court. Clyde was the guy, didn't say too much on the basketball court. He just led by example, and he whispered to me, stay ready. I see you. You don't think I see you. I see you. So from that day on, when I ran, I kept my eyes on Clyde Drexler all the time.
It was so many great memories. I remember one time we was playing you in Portland. I said, I'm gonna get Clyde stuff because I know he gonna do that spin with his head down and do that finger roll. Man, I dang near put my arm out of socket trying to swing at it. And the ball just said, shoot, right over my face. Like, how in the heck did he see me? He's like, he spent it just a little bit more to get it over me. I was like, come on, man, I'm gonna get it one time. Because he had all these moments for me.
Loved the game of basketball and was very unselfish. And Clyde doesn't get enough credit for his unselfishness. He could have chucked the ball up a lot, and he did. He gave the ball to his teammates. He trusted his teammates. He allowed Terry Porter to actually be a point guard, and I thought enhanced Terry Porter's name and his ability to be seen. But Clyde could have just dominated that team at that particular point in time, like, say, Michael Jordan was dominating the Bulls statistically, like Dominique was dominating Atlanta. Clyde Drexler could have done the same thing, but he decided not to. And it made him an all-around player and a great teammate.
Clyde was a threat. I'm not saying he wasn't a threat, but me being compared to him, I took offense to that.
We knew Clyde was a great player, a Hall of Famer, but we had known what we could do with the basketball team we had. We won a championship last year. So now our opportunity seemed like it was being taken away from us.
Also very happy when I see what we're getting, our old teammate. We talk about this all the time in the All-Star break. If we can play together again, it would be so much fun. It was just like a dream.
I remember playing against Clyde in the NBA Finals, and I'll never forget, I'm backpedaling, and he's coming down on a break, and I decide to stop, and I'm going to take a charge. And the only thing I saw was his knees like tucking in the air and him jumping over me and dunking it. Dumars took it out of bounds, and I asked him, I said, did he just jump over my head? And Dumars goes, yeah. And Dumars and I are coming up the court, and we're talking to each other about the play that Clyde just made in terms of jumping over my head. And I'm sure everybody else thought that we were talking about, something that was happening, that play that we were getting run around. But, we were definitely talking about, what we had just saw Clyde do. So, again, with his athleticism, his toughness, it was very difficult to play against him or guard him or to stop him. You just tried to contain him.
The NBA's had plenty of great nicknames over its history. I don't know that any one of them fits a player better than Clyde the Glide, because there was such an athletic grace about him.
He was just smooth, man. Clyde played the game hard and efficient, but he was so cool the way he played and so smooth, and he made the game seem effortless. And when you watch him, man, everything was just done with ease, but he was a great player. He was a lethal scorer. And at the time, the only Achilles heel Clyde Drexler had, that he played in the same era as Michael Jordan. Because during that era, if it wasn't for Michael Jordan, Clyde Drexler would have been known as the best two guard in the East or Western Conference, hands down.
Well, how did he stack up during that era when you're playing against him in terms of how you're scouting him, where he is on the whiteboard before the game?
John, I remember talking to John Lucas one time, and Lucas told me that, we was talking about Clyde Drexler and that he's really right-hand dominant. And John Lucas said, but it doesn't matter. If you're so good and everyone know you going that way and they still can't stop, what does that say about him? And more importantly, what does it say about you? Clyde Drexler was just one of those guys to where when he made up his mind where he wanted to go and what he wanted to do, that was no stopping him. First, he was a great athlete. Second, he played the game hard. And then the way they played in Portland, out in transition with that crowd with him, Jerome Kersey, and Terry Porter, man, it was must-see TV. But they were one of the most talented teams in the NBA during that era.
Well, the image you see behind you really sums up who Clyde Drexler was as a player. Airborne and smooth. That's why he's the Glide.
2001, you signed with the Wizards. What was it like playing with a 40-year-old MJ?
I didn't care if he was 90.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? man, come on, man. Get a chance to play with him, man. It was it was a blessing. Like I said, my career's been blessed. Like I said, it just, when I first saw him, when he first called, initially, because he was part of the front office, and I heard his voice, I'm like, man, what? Are you serious? MJ calling me, called, and we want you to come here with the Wizards, whatever. He said, I'm thinking about coming back, but, we didn't discuss it. It didn't go public for a while. But then when I first met him, just in awe, man. Just having a chance to, see Black Jesus in person, talk to him, be his teammate. I was in awe. And my first year playing with him, man, I didn't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm throw it to him every time and just go stand, or he's like, no, play. But you just get so mesmerized by who he is. I'm about 40. He was 40. He averaged 20 points a game at the age of 40 on one leg because his knee was messed up. And he played 82 games at the age of 40 on one leg. And played all 82 games. So, I just tell you who he is.
Crazy.
82 games.
Mike was a both times, because he was still talking that.
Yep, still talking.
Talking that. He was still skilled. It was just health with him. And I had to guard that. Gave us 40. Man, I got 38 out of that too. He was too dribbling. I ain't played the three in a minute. But Flip nah, you the only one that can guard. I'm we got two guards on here. Wait, our two skate. No, you're gonna guard. All right, cool. I ain't tripping. Let's get it. Too slow, Ho.
Damn.
What up, Ho? What up, Ho? Watch out, Ho. They wasn't even in no triangle. He started making up the triangle as he was doing that. Set it right here. No, watch out. What up, Ho? Man, yo, what? That motherfucker took that. He came out one time, shot that motherfucker so high, I jumped, and I was just I can't even. Oh man. Yeah.
And then Ticket, your first game back against MJ in 2002, you had 31, you won the game, and Mike had a good game too. Mike had 35 in that game.
Damn, he still was giving buckets to the young.
I'm trying to tell you, I got probably 39 of that.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? He was talking.
crazy.
He
That's
was
crazy.
talking crazy.
So he
Ho, whatever, ho, holding that shit, waiting on me.
That's what I'm saying. So he
Ho.
retired in '98.
Right, came back
took
like
4
Cook.
years off.
Came back like Cook, boy.
And still came in averaging 23.
Came back like bang, 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 bang. You hear me?
But his body was different. He had a 40-year-old body. So sometimes, I remember one time, and we was in the training room, and his knee would swell up after games sometimes, and he would have to get him drained. And to that point, that was the nastiest thing I'd ever seen. So I'm sitting there in the training room, just getting some Isostem or something like that, and they come in, and his knee is swollen, looks like the Elephant Man or something like that. So they come out with this big needle, and they drain it, and like this black tar goo-looking stuff came out. And I'm sitting there looking at him. This is the second year. And I'm sitting there looking at him, and I asked him, I was like, why are you doing this? Like, honestly, you don't have to play. You're MJ. Like, why are you even doing this? And he looked at me, he just kind of shook his head like he didn't have an answer. And then he went back to looking at his knee. But his body was just different. But as far as the drive, the push, everything like that, he had all that. I mean, he was so competitive, every day at practice. If we're doing a scrimmage, he wanted to win. Like, it was just older.
And I'll tell you an interesting story about the greatness of Michael Jordan. When I was coaching in Washington, we played the Indiana Pacers, and we were down 25 at the end of the third quarter. And I took Michael out of the game, and I said, look, Michael, I know you think we can still win this game, but we got to play, in 2 nights. And if we make a little run, I'll put you back in the game. Well, we didn't. Well, I found out that after the game was over, that he had 8 points in the game, and he broke a streak of like 860-something games in double figures. And so the media was on, how do you think Michael's going to be with this? I said, look, Michael's got championship rings, he's got gold medals, he's got NCAA championships, he's got MVPs. He's not going to care about the 8 points. So he met with the media and agreed. That bus is lonely as a coach when you're sitting there after you've got your head handed to you. So I was sitting on the bus, and actually Michael had hired me. He was the part owner and president GM, hired me to be the coach, and then he came back to play. I'll never forget this moment ever as a coach. That this to me was greatness. He got on the bus and he said, scoot over. And he looked at me and he said, do you think I can still play? And I said, absolutely. That's why I'm here, to be here to help you. He said, to be my coach, you have to believe in me and believe I can still play. And I said, Michael, I believe in you. He said, you did the right thing tonight. You did the right thing tonight. I don't care about the points, but I needed to know that you believe in me. Fast forward, we get on the plane. He has a few cocktails, smokes a couple cigars, all the things you're not supposed to do. Yeah. We get back about 3:30 in the morning in Washington. At 7:30 that morning, he's down in the fitness room with Tim Grover, working out like you can't believe. Now, he's 41 years old. We play the New Jersey Nets the next night, and Michael scores the first 3 times he has the ball. Byron Scott takes a timeout. Michael comes over and he says, I want the ball right there the rest of the game, and don't take me out till I tell you. And so that's fine by me. So with 2 minutes to go in the game, he gives me the sign like, that's enough. I take him out of the game. He walks over to the bench. I said, Michael, what happened tonight? He said, well, the guy who was guarding me told me his back was hurting. Don't ever tell me you got a problem. He said, I'll make you pay for that. 51 points later, 51 points at age 41. He came back the next game with 46. And he looked at me and he said, I told you I could still play. 97 points. I mean, Mike, I was absolutely blown away at what this guy could do. His mind, how strong it was. I mean, he's playing on one leg. I mean, he had cut his finger, doing a cigar. He had his finger was bent. He had a bad knee. The competitive will and great. I've never seen anything like it. But that moment when he looked at me and asked me if I still believed in him, I said, this is the greatest player to play the game, wanting to know if I still believed in him. It was a moment I would never ever forget.
That's the beauty of basketball, though. Like, you can play it at any age if you're good and you fundamentally sound. And I think we was fortunate to be able to catch a lot. Like, we caught MJ when he came back. You know what I mean? Like, he gave us 56, dog. You know what I mean? Like, that they be playing on Instagram, that was on us, dog.
Right. That was right.
I know how that whole shit played out. You dig what I'm saying?
That was crazy.
That was crazy, because he was like 40.
Right.
Wasn't he like 40?
He was something like that. Too old to be doing that. So
nah, it was like, that shit was just happening. Like, he catch you from the beginning. Like, what's up, Mike?
Right.
Like, damn, what kind of cologne you got on? This smell good too. You know what I mean? Boom, and then come out first, hit the first 3 buckets, 6 points. Now he got 14 points in the first quarter. Coach called a timeout. Paul Silas said, hey, y'all just gonna sit and watch homeboy over here getting fried? I was like, damn, I ain't even think about it. You know what I'm saying? Couldn't even get off the fact that, like, what kind of cologne he was wearing. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't guarding him. I'm watching like, damn, he don't even stink. He smell good. He killing. There's like, you guard him, BD. I remember one play, I thought I blocked that shit. I was like, man, get that out of here. I said, smack. I was like, all right, I probably need to shut up. But that was it was like being in a matrix. You know what I mean? Because it's like, yo, it ain't really like, you like, damn, that's Jordan though. You know, like, you in the game, like, fanning out, trying to guard the dude, and it's like 35.
Bro, I remember, I literally
42.
Oh, it damn sure was. I did both. And so it damn sure was, you know, in that 95 year, my rookie year, you know, we would have faced them in the playoffs, but when I was out there, you know, in United Center, that's when they was in their heyday, and, you know, you going in, and they playing the music and got the banners up with all the smoke. You like, damn, this looked just like this on TV when I was watching this. You know what I'm saying? And he was a phenomenal player then, but I think he was a little bit more dangerous when he was with the Wizards. He didn't have the athleticism that we were used to seeing MJ have.
Yeah.
But I'm with Bonzi, his angles were a little bit more sharp. You know, you wasn't gonna move him. He was a strong 2-3 guard. You wasn't going to just move him lightly. And his shot became more dangerous. You know, he became more solid as that veteran player when his years in Washington, as the question stated. You know, it was like one of them, don't leave him open.
Don't leave Michael Jordan open.
Yeah, he's still out there talking
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? He talking shit, but he dropping dimes and you know what I'm saying? It was like, damn. But the only thing he was missing was the hop. That's it.
You know, nobody ever saw him.
Right.
I had a chance to play against Michael Jordan, but it was when he had the Wizards uniform on. So it wasn't quite prime Michael Jordan. It was 40-year-old Michael Jordan.
Jordan, to Laker. Nice pass. Michael Jordan.
I remember he still was a phenomenal athlete. He still had great footwork, and he actually gave me about 30 points.
Jordan over Pierce. He's got it. Michael Jordan equals his season high, 31.
So it was like my third year in the league, and he was still probably one of the top 10 athletes in the game at the time. Yeah, he trash talked a little bit. You know, I remember him hitting a fadeaway, telling me you can't get to that.
Pierce, defending Jordan. Fall away, he hits 29 for Jordan.
He really had a rivalry with Antoine Walker, being that Antoine Walker was in Chicago, and you know, these guys played against each other in pickup games in the summer, and you know, him and Antoine Walker really went at each other quite a bit.
Playing in Orlando is his last year. We play them in Orlando first, and I'm blocking his shot. Like, I'm locking him up. Like, I'm doing my thing again. I blocked his shot like 3 or 4 times. Like, I'm having my way against him defensively. Now, granted, he's 40 years old, but I'm feeling good about myself. So fast forward a month later, we're in DC. My ankle, we go to the doctor in Baltimore, and basically he tells me I'm done. Like, my ankle's, you know, once again, it's not healed, it's broken, I have to have surgery. But I wanted to play against Jordan one last time. And so we're playing the Wizards. It's a TNT game.
Wait,
Thursday
don't you
night.
want to go out where you dominate him and you're blocking his
I'm
shots?
just thinking, you know, my ego. Like, I'm thinking, like,
okay.
I had him the last game. I don't need this left ankle. Just give me some,
I only need
Motrin.
one ankle.
Give me a bunch of Motrin. I'm
Okay.
gonna go out here. And when I tell you, he torched me in that first quarter. Like, literally, he gave me 20 points in the first quarter on the same play. Like, he just ran the same play every time and did this, like, you know, and I could not guard him. And so I checked out of the game at the end of the first quarter. And I didn't even go to the bed. I just walked back to the locker room. Like, I was done. Like, literally had surgery like a couple days later. But it was like, I wanted to guard Jordan one last time. And you're right, I shouldn't have. I should have just let that go.
Did he know you were a wounded animal?
He probably did, because he went at me every
And he didn't
the
care.
same move. Like, it wasn't, he didn't do anything different. It was the same move, and I had nothing for him.
Being in the NBA for 22 years, I can proudly say I got the opportunity to play against Michael Jordan.
Vince Carter, Michael up on him. Vince, a leaner is good.
Michael Jordan is just starting to heat up. And it was just obviously nothing short of than amazing, and an opportunity that a lot of players in today's game can't say. You know, his impact on the game, his impact on players today and players of the past is well documented. My story about MJ goes back to All-Star in Atlanta. I was a leading vote getter, and I gave my starting position to MJ, which he declined multiple times throughout the day. So we go on, and he accepts the starting position.
Will be Michael starting in place of Vince Carter.
he goes on and hits his historic fadeaway.
And Michael has the ball. Again guarded by Sean Marion. The fadeaway. Yes.
Anytime that All-Star game is played on TV or talked about, that memory sticks to me because it was just historic in my mind, historic for all the fans who are watching to see MJ do his thing one more time in an All-Star game.
Michael was fun. He had a unique personality.
Great to be around.
Great to be around. Like when I was on the basketball court at times with him, he would show me the whole medium range game. Like he would dribble 2 times, pull up in the middle of the court and says, "Hey, Rip, get that in your game. That's the hardest play in the game of basketball to guard."
Yes, sir.
But then there was also another side where it was the talking trash Michael Jordan. And at times, me and a couple of the young guys would come up to him and say, "Hey, Mike, why don't you think about putting us in the Brand Jordan collection?"
Right.
And he'd look at me and say, "Hey, Rip, my sneakers for all-stars." And at that time, I'm like, wow, like really? And then my other young fella, I don't want to say his name, and he would say, "Hey, Mike, what about me? Put me in your sneaker." And then he'll say, "Your game is not to the liking for my sneakers.
Not good enough for the
Not
sneakers.
good enough for
Your
my
game
sneakers."
don't fit my sneakers.
So, I mean, but that was the whole big talking
Yo.
trash with Mike. So you just had to have thick skin with him. And I told him,
Did
"Hey,
you go
you know
home
what?
that day? How did you feel when you went home that day?
You know what? I went home, I looked myself in the mirror, and I said, Rip, we're going to be all right."
Right.
Because I'm gonna come back to MJ, and I did. After I made the All-Star team,
Are
I
you
came
serious?
back to him and I said, "Hey, M, now I'm an All-Star. Now you got to put me in that sneaker.
Man.
Now you got to pay me the big bucks." And
I'm
he did it.
just glad that the guy he said his game don't fit my sneakers.
Oh my
The
goodness.
question mark out.
Right? Oh man.
I think people don't understand how hard to work or how hard it is to work until you actually do it and go through it. And just seeing Kobe and the work he put in every single day. He was 19, 20 years old when I was on the team, and just having a routine and coming in at 7 o'clock in the morning before everybody got there, get his lift in, get his workout in, and then come in and be full speed in practice. Like, a lot of guys think, "Oh, well, I can't practice 'cause I got to play." Like, no. Like, Michael Jordan at 40 practiced every single day. Doug Collins had to, try to kick him off the floor. He wouldn't leave. And same thing with Kobe. Like, okay, you put the work in individually, but also coming to practice and then playing 40 minutes in every game. Like, that's a lot. And that's what the greats do. And so just seeing how they work and how I played every preseason game. Michael Jordan, when he first came, they played every preseason game, like Kobe, every preseason game to get ready for the 82-game season. And so you see like the work those guys put in every single day. I'm like, man, I ain't working hard enough. I thought I was working hard, but these guys are, 10 times, more. And so that's what you see when you get to the Kobes and the Jordans and, LeBrons, like the work ethic, Kawhis. And so it's just a different work ethic than, a lot of other people.
Most guys kept it PG with MJ. We did have Byron Russell on the team, and he would consistently try and challenge MJ in practice, but it was MJ was just so much better than him, man. It got to the point where it was embarrassing because he would talk to MJ, and then MJ would just turn it up, and he'd be on one, and he would just be cooking them. Like, I remember in one practice, he told, after hitting the game-winning shot on Byron Russell, he said, "Man, stop trying to guard me, man. You're known as the human highlight reel. Not because you have any highlights of your own, but because you're in all of mine."
I'm gonna give you one last chance to stop being so blasphemous, Scottie Pippen. Michael Jordan or LeBron James? Better, who are you going with?
Well, I'm going to go with Michael Jordan. Okay. But statistically, LeBron James is a better basketball player. And here is why. He fills the stats up across the board, night in and night out. You're talking about a kid who can easily average a triple-double if he chooses to. I don't think Michael Jordan had that option.
You don't think he had that option?
No.
He could have done that, especially with you?
No.
Especially with you?
It's not his demeanor.
Okay.
It's not his demeanor as a player. That's like me telling you that Kobe Bryant could have averaged a triple-double.
Kobe will tell you he could have anytime he wanted to.
Yes, but that's not what Kobe wants to do. Kobe wants to score.
And LeBron's not done yet. Michael Jordan undefeated in NBA Finals. I'm not comparing the nostalgia of Michael Jordan. Like Mike, I get that we were all raised like that. You cannot tell me in a one-on-one game, though, that LeBron James wouldn't dominate Mike. In a one-on-one game, LeBron James, 6'9", 260 pounds. If the game was at 7, I think LeBron would win 7-3.
Sweet boy.
Now you can talk. Wait a second. You can talk about his mentality, but we're not talking about 5-on-5 basketball, J. Rose. We're not talking about the passive LeBron making the right play.
You need smelling salts.
Take a knee. Are you protesting this argument?
I don't know what he's doing
he's
now.
Praying. It's a combination of both.
He's silent. He's having some sort of a thing.
Jay,
did you just say into a microphone that LeBron James would beat Michael Jordan
in a one-on-one match?
One-on-one?
LeBron James is 6'9", 260. He moves like a guard. He defends like a guard.
And winner take out?
Yeah, winner takes ball.
Winner take out.
Winner takes ball.
Okay, no, that one. So
why would it never happen?
Because Michael Jordan was all defensive first team 9 times.
Okay.
LeBron James was 5 times.
Okay.
Michael Jordan led the league. I'm going to answer your question.
Okay.
So Michael Jordan led the league in scoring 10 times.
Okay.
10.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron James led the league in scoring once.
Okay.
So I'm talking about a guy who's been the best offensive player and the best defensive player.
LeBron, one of the greatest ever. Can't give me 25 points. KD, one of the greatest ever. Can't give me 25 points. Anthony Davis, 8 rebounds.
That's easy.
Devin Booker, 1 3. Are you kidding me?
Hey, LeBron, by the way, 3 threes away from passing Kyle Korver.
Ooh, Kyle Korver can shoot that thing.
Number 7 all time. And he's second in 30-point games now with 559. MJ's got 562.
That's an amazing stat to talk about. Everybody, I don't get into debate about greatness. So LeBron has played how many more seasons than Michael Jordan and he's still behind him? That's crazy. That's crazy. And I love LeBron, but for him to be that far behind MJ and I'm played probably 8 more seasons? Come on, man. Y'all need to stop this.
You talk about you didn't play with 2 of them.
Mm-hmm.
How was that experience?
1A, 1B.
1A, 1B.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What's your perspective on that?
Stop playing. Don't do it. Come on, man. MJ's the greatest ever. Come on. Stop.
Yeah, he is. Ain't lose nothing.
Yeah. At all. He don't even know what losing is. This man is MVP, Defensive Player of the Year.
It's insane.
First team all defense, MVP of the regular season, MVP of the finals, lead the league in scoring. Only been done 4 times. MJ, and MJ.
Damn. That's the greatest of all time.
That's how you end the debate when these young guys that want to talk about LeBron. That's how you end the debate with him right there.
I'm gonna take that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna write that down.
You got that one down.
Yeah, clip that. It's over.
LeBron is only 2 back of Michael Jordan in career 30-point games. It's 560 to 562 for Jordan. Wow. Surely he'll catch and pass Jordan soon. Wow. I could almost hear the blind witnesses out there chant in creepy, culty unison, GOAT. No, phony GOAT. LeBron James has now played, are you ready for this, blind witnesses? LeBron James has now played 16,500 more minutes than Michael Jordan did. 16,500 and counting. If I divide those minutes by LeBron's career average of 38 minutes played per game, LeBron has played about 434 more games than Jordan played. And I don't think he's close to being done as he nears age 40 on December 30th. Happy early birthday, LeBron. What's this man gonna play? This year and next year? This year and 2 more years? So obviously, he's going to set all sorts of longevity records because he's the most durable superstar we have ever seen. So if you want to call him the longevity GOAT, you can be my guest. But if you're saying to me, see, this is another reason he's better than Jordan, you should be ashamed of yourself. This is a pathetically desperate attempt to justify the laughably absurd notion that LeBron James is better than Michael Jordan. Period. End of story.
Listen, Jordan was the greatest in my opinion. He likes LeBron, that's his opinion. But
LeBron era isn't over yet. So
Right.
let me ask you this. How does he compare to your former teammate, Michael Jordan?
Let's see. That's been a big debate for a while now.
No question.
I just think that if you look at Michael, the body work he's done over the years, you look at LeBron, the body work he's done over the years. How many years? 17 now, going to 18. Michael is the greatest player ever. You know, Michael's been injured 1 time. He never asked to sit out. He never asked for anything, but only he asked for respect and money. And people don't realize when Michael Jordan was playing, I think the first 8-9 years, he was barely making $3 million compared to these guys making $40 million. Wow. Compared to, no one even knew that. And then when he asked for $30 million for Chicago for the first championship, the 4th championship, he got that. 35 the second year, I guess another 35. I think he wanted 50 in the next year. We were gonna go for 4, but a lot of things went on. But as far as LeBron and Michael, if Michael played in this era, he'll average 50. He'll average 50 points. LeBron's a great talent, no doubt. He's probably one of the top 3 players ever played with Kobe, Magic, Kareem, but Michael's right there. I don't know why you guys discuss the GOAT. Why you discuss the GOAT?
I agree. There's
no- Why?
it's not
It's not
for any
close
of us,
enough.
but-
It's not close
Right,
enough
right.
between Michael and anyone else to really have the conversation. Let's be honest about it.
Michael Jordan always took it to a point that he wanted to guard the best player, even with myself. Even if I start talking trash to him, he would always tell Scottie Pippen, look, I'm taking Gary tonight. He would always take the best basketball player on that thing. But I think now in this era, LeBron doesn't want to tire himself out because he does so much on his Cleveland basketball team. It's a difference. Michael Jordan really didn't have a mindset of, I don't care if I do tire myself out, I'm going to go and take this guy because I want to prove to him that I am the better basketball player. I think that LeBron doesn't have that mindset that he wants to do that every night because he knows that he does so much on his team and he has to exert himself so much that he doesn't do it.
But I'm saying to you, Gary, I've never seen him do it. I'm talking about, I have never seen a game where LeBron has come out from open and tap and said, you know what, I got him. I'm shutting him down. I've never seen him do it ever.
I haven't seen it neither, and it's just, that's the case, but like I said, I haven't seen that. I said it's the truth, but I have to be in LeBron's case too because like I said, he has to do so much on these basketball teams. He does not have Scottie Pippen. He does not have guys like that who can help him out on a Chicago team in that situation. I think it's just a little different.
So many times we era and in this time.
And the conversation is always going to come up with, with Mike and with LeBron. But is it really a fair comparison based on the times in which they play, or do you look at it as a microcosm of their skill set and say it doesn't matter when you start to look at who's the greatest?
We all know because of our backgrounds of playing professionally, right? And a lot of people doesn't have this perspective. We know that the rules were different. The rules currently now are different. The travel is different. The refereeing is different. So it is an unfair comparison to say who is the greatest because everyone's not playing by the same rules. What Oscar Robertson and the late Bill Russell and the late Wilt Chamberlain and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, it's unfair to compare them to today's players because they were dealing with a different set of circumstances. Equipment is different. The sneakers are different. The gymnasiums in which they're playing, the travel, food, training. There's so many things that we can throw into the equation before we start saying who's the greatest. In order to have an accurate assessment of that, everyone's got to play by the same rules. So when I hear these comparisons, they're great for the barbershop. They're great for TV. They're great for debate. They're great for all of the things that we love about the media. However, we were fortunate enough to play. We both know that was different. So it's an unfair comparison. I admire these players today for the era that they're playing in, but let me assure you that if Jimmy Jackson and I saw you and I played against you, I know you were a 25 to 30 point scorer easily in this era because I saw you in the previous era. Okay. And that era was a little different because they were hand checking.
Right.
The game was a little bit more physical. I'm not saying it's better. It was just a different game defensively. People were switching, like they're just, everyone switches now. You'll come off a screen now and a guy 5'11" would be guarding you. Well, a guy 6'6" couldn't guard you. I know if a guy 5'11" was going to guard you on a switch based on your skill set and how you played. So it's a different time. It's a different era. And I always try to appreciate the eras in which, players play in. And then you look at it and say, now, which do you think would transfer from one era to another? These players, without question, could have played in that era, but let me assure you, it was a different time. Just like if you played in today's era, it would be a different time. So, I just try to look at it holistically, but it's a fun debate.
There's been a lot of debate about, who's the greatest of all time. Obviously, a lot of people, they just overlook what Kobe has done. And, obviously, LeBron is great in his own right. Do you consider MJ the GOAT?
Of course.
Absolutely.
Of course. I went up against him each and every night.
Right.
You know what I mean? So.
And then you played with Kobe at the Lakers.
I played with Kobe, and Kobe was, he's in that level, no question about it. But Mike changed the game in so many other ways, not only on the court, but off the court. And then guys all of a sudden start doing endorsements, getting checks from not just playing basketball. He just opened the door for a lot of things.
I know what you're going to say, Kobe, Michael.
Well, this is an interesting situation because about 2000, I had the team, was still probably 99 when I'm coaching the Lakers. Michael's out. He's been retired for a year. And he comes to a ball game, and I said, let's meet in the chairman's room after the game. I want you to talk to Kobe a little bit. He tends to take over a game, at a certain time in the game. And I think that, if you convince him to just wait, just be patient, allow the game to kind of come to him when it's necessary for him to do some things, because the team kind of loses their offensive direction. So I get in this room, and he sits down, and he goes, first thing Kobe says is, I could kick your ass one-on-one.
But not even letting him get anything
There's
out.
no conversation.
What did Michael say back?
You might.
You might?
Just
You
might.
said
He
you
said-
might?
Yeah, he said, I've been on the game a couple years. You just might.
So who wins if you have to pick?
No, it's going to be MJ.
More unstoppable, though, when they get that mindset. Michael or Kobe?
Certainly Michael.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, Kobe put up 81.
Yeah, that was a bad Toronto defense at the time. I remember.
It's still 81, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's a marvelous.
He had 60 in his last game he played.
Yeah, it was a marvelous feat. It's hard to really compare the generations. If you look at what MJ did during his era, like I played in between both those eras, and the rules were totally different. Like you can't touch a guy now. A guy will go to the free throw line 20, 25 times a game just off of ticky-tack stuff.
But it used to, and Phil Jackson said this when he was promoting his book years ago. If Mike played today, he would average 45 in his prime.
Easy.
You believe that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's why it's, so much is made about, it's just not a comparison. To compare what we do now, what's going on now, to what's happened in the 80s and the 90s.
And one thing I know, and one thing people gotta know, and one thing I don't respect when it come to people that get upset about the debate, that's your opinion.
It's opinion.
I mean, man, you're a fan. I mean, if you're a fan of this person, man, and can't nobody tell you that anybody else is better than them, you stick with that. You hold that close and near to your heart. That's how you feel about that player, man. It's nothing wrong with you saying LeBron is the best. It's nothing wrong with you saying Steph is the best that ever played. It's nothing wrong with you, that's your opinion. That's how you feel.
You gotta respect
There's not a right or wrong.
Yeah, you got.
If you that type of fan, you gotta respect it. People call me the GOAT.
And you are
To some people.
You are one of the GOATs, though.
To some people. They, people make an argument for me all the time and say, what if you was 6'6"?
It's curtain.
You know what I mean? Like people say that. I'm never gonna say nobody is better than Michael Jordan. I will never say that. But people say all kinds of crazy things. Somebody told me before Michael Jackson couldn't sing. Like what? And then right then I was like, oh, okay, people tripping. I done heard it all now. You know what I mean? So now I'm prepared for what anybody say. You understand what I'm saying? Like I know people just say the crazy. Like a person actually told me Michael Jackson couldn't sing. Like, come on, man. Come on, man.
The most skilled player, damn good show.
You have an intimate relationship, obviously, with MJ, as you did with Kobe. How did they compare both on and off the court? Really break it down for us, because it seems like Kobe is the closest thing we've ever seen to MJ.
Molly, you're absolutely right. And first of all, let's go to the court first. Kobe admired, respected Michael Jordan in such a way that he patterned his game after Mike. He's the closest thing. Kobe is the closest thing to Michael that we've seen. Why? Because he can score that basketball just like Michael Jordan. He had the same mindset and attitude just like Michael Jordan. He took no prisoners. He wanted to just put his foot on your neck. He wanted to destroy you mentally and physically, just like Michael Jordan. And he wanted to have 6 championships like Michael Jordan. He got close. He got 5, but he never got that 6th championship. Now, let's talk about off the court. Off the court, he wanted to build his business just like Michael Jordan. And you know what? He was getting there too. Kobe was doing an outstanding job as a businessman. And he was taking on that Jordan persona too off the court. And I believe that that's why Kobe and Michael really enjoyed each other. They were like little brother, big brother, because they went to places very few athletes go, where they were world famous. They were able to win championships, and then they were able to do something special on the basketball court that we haven't seen no other players do. And so I think they had the same mindset, and so that's why they got along off the court. They just had a mutual love and respect for each other. I think that's why they were close.
I love Kobe, but let's stop that
Kobe is not Michael Jordan.
What do you think that Kobe doesn't have that Jordan does have?
I don't know, but he's not Michael Jordan.
I mean, he's got the killer instinct. You know, he's got close to the number of rings. I mean,
you think he influenced the game as Michael Jordan, though?
I think it's close.
You think it's close?
I think it's close. A lot of people say Kobe's their favorite player of all time. A lot of people will say that.
Of all time?
Yeah, a lot of people will say that.
I mean, I love Kobe. I love Kobe.
You know, and plus, like, you know, kind of like a Nipsey, when someone passes away before their time, they get put on a pedestal like a Tupac and a Biggie.
But as far as Kobe as a ball player, his skill set, I mean, there aren't many that I can think of off the top of my head.
There's nobody.
There's not many that I can think about off the top of my head that I'm like, okay, he got a better skill set than Bryant. There's not many that I can say, yo, he's a better basketball player than Bryant. No, there's not many that he wasn't better than Jordan. I can tell you that right now. No, he wasn't.
We about to have that discussion too.
Yes, we are. I'm definitely
There's
down.
nobody
He
on
wasn't
this
better
planet
than
Earth. As a
James,
basket-
Jordan, all of them dudes. He wasn't better than them.
The reason why I'm with you with this, a cop-out between greater and better, but that is a reality. And at the end of the day, when it comes to greater, that goes into like statistics, which can be, you know, it's a lot of things that go into that. Playing time, even referees, where you play at, you know, it's too circumstantial. But better, if we saying that Kobe is 1A of Michael Jordan, because Michael Jordan is your man, Michael Jordan is my man, but he's an evolved species of Michael Jordan. There's no
like a better version of Jordan, you think?
Yes, yes, because of the era. Number one, the era that he played in, because he was in between both this current era and the Jordan era as well. But he could shoot, he could dribble, he could play defense. He was bigger. He could use reverse pivots on both sides and the regular pivot on both sides. Jordan could only use that left pivot on the right side. He could only play on the right side with certain moves. Kobe could do everything. He could pass. And I'm talking about better, not greater, because to define greater is too many circumstances in that with stats and all analytics and all this bullshit.
We're just talking straight. Step on the court, put your shoes on, let's rock.
Because we talking about a man who was at the Rucker. We ain't never seen Jordan at no damn Rucker.
No,
we talking about a man who was at the Drew. We talking about a man who was really, before we even got on, was talking about who was really outside.
Right.
Like, you take all these analytics and all this championships out the equation, Kobe is cooking Mike.
You won championships with MJ and Kobe. How are they similar and how are they different as hoopers?
The difference was not that much different.
When you look at playing with Kobe in his prime versus Jordan in his prime, since you played with both of them, how would you compare the two?
Well, you can say they're similar, but I think Michael was more driven to win. He hated the fact that if we're gonna win. And he takes control of that. You know, I give him that credit right there. I give him that. It's like I would say Scotty had that will too. Kobe started to emulate his game like Michael and stuff like that. I think Kobe was more like a gymnast, you know, when he played. And Michael's more like breakdance golf, you know, a ballet dance, because, you know what, most of the time he plays on his toes, and then when he does everything, it's always like boom, boom, you know, so the 1-2 punch. And I think that everybody try to, you know, say that Kobe is just like Michael. And I think that's why Michael gave him that praise at his funeral. And I think he realized the fact that,
MJ was like watching something that.
Hey, let me ask you something. When you stepped on that court with MJ, did he have a glow?
I swear to God, he had the orange joint. Hey, listen, I'm not even laughing.
No, look,
at
so
this.
look, I had a
hold on,
chance.
you ever look
All right.
into the sun? I want to, don't do this. And if you look into the sun and look back at something, you're gonna see like a green, right? Man, listen, I'm in Chicago. I hear it. The walk out here, I swear to God, it seems like everything is stopped. This is moving like in slow motion. Every in here looking at him, and he know it.
Right.
Never seen on the stage like bro, you know, MJ.
When I was a rookie, my very first game playing against Michael Jordan and the Bulls.
Oh.
And we had a guy named Greg Minor guarding him. And, you know, it was a little dust up. Greg's playing hard. He's playing, you know, of course, you got to play as hard as you can as MJ.
Right.
It's opening night. My mom at home watching, the kids watching, everybody watching. So they got in a little scuffle. MJ's going to the free throw line, and he looks at Greg and he says, I should make you take my shoes off. I looked down, I didn't even realize it. I looked down and he got the Jordans on. So I said, oh man, this is my first game ever. I said, this is what I got to look forward to.
You learned a valuable lesson though, right?
Well, obviously I didn't say much to MJ the rest of the night.
That's
right. I didn't want to be on that reel. So that was my welcome to the league
Trash
moment,
talking.
even though it wasn't to
Involving.
me, thank goodness.
Before the game,
the guy was like, hey, Tim, I got a bet. I said, what's the bet? He said, I got a bet that you're going to score 6 points, 4 or 6 points within Michael Jordan. I said, okay. So how much the bet? He said, about 80,000. I said, 80,000? He said, yeah. I said, okay. I said, but I need that. It was an original Louis Vuitton jacket that he got made. And I wanted that jacket. So I got to have that jacket and I got to give me $10,000. I said, you got a minute and 30 seconds, man. I got to go play. Let me know. He's like, oh, man, your bet. I said, all right, cool. So after I did after I took the ball from Craig Hodges, I went up for a layup. They called timeout. He was like, damn, Craig, you can't stick him? I said, no, he can't stick me. Why don't you switch off on him?
You said it to M.
To M. The crowd went, ooh. Mike just turned his head and just kept walking like, man, no, y'all got to deal with that.
Oh, he didn't want the problem.
No, he didn't want that problem. And plus, I'm at the crib too.
Yeah.
I'm in front of my crowd.
Yeah.
I'm rolling too.
Yeah.
It's nip and tuck. He's supposed to have fouled out, but that's Mike. They won in double overtime. But I tell you this, man. Mike said after the game, he said, good game. He looked me in my eye. He said, you got a chance. You got a chance. At that particular point, you still trying to feel yourself out. Right. You still trying to understand, if you got a chance, that door open.
And it from him too.
And it's from him. It opened. When that door opened an inch, I kicked that open, man. Because you getting that from him, my confidence went to another level. And I was like, wow, and that's all he said. You got a chance.
Well, I don't know if it never happened, but I do know he does take everything personal and everything that he does. And he looked at Tom and I, he said, I'm going to give your boy 40.
In an exhibition game?
Yeah. We like, who? Dan. I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. Bet 100. Bet 200. I took the bet. Tom took the bet. So he starts the game and he just going nuts. I'm over there still stiff. I got heat packs under my clothes, man. I'm like, stiff. This man's out there going crazy. And Tom and I sitting there looking at him like, this dude is just insane. So he had about 34. He walks over to the bench, catches the ball, he catches it. He looks at Tom and I like, get that money ready. He catches the ball and Dan's guarding him. He reverse pivots on him, so Dan's got to back up. And he went right and he just tried to tear the rim down. Tongue wagging, he went down like this, right? And holding up 400. Nobody knew what the 4 was, right? And Cotton turns to Dan, who's a rookie, right? Because Dan supposedly locked Jordan up, in the Olympics, right? And Cotton looks at Dan and said, Dan, what did you do to Michael? Just messing with him. And Dan was like, I didn't do anything to him. We fell out laughing. And he went, man, he dunked for the 40 on everybody. And look, what ran past Mitch, I want my money. Checked himself out the game. The next day, Cotton tried to kill me and Tom, virtually the whole team in practice, because he felt that that's the reason we did.
Oh my goodness.
So Michael will tell.
Oh my goodness. Wow. All right.
Right. So according to you, when Jordan played Kobe, Jordan won, and then at the end of the game, I guess Kobe was wearing some Jordan 8s, and Jordan smacked him on the butt and said, "You can wear the shoes, but you'll never feel them."
Yeah.
And then what happened next?
Okay. What happened next? So what happened next is during that time after Kobe Kobe didn't say anything to anybody. So for like 2 weeks, they said Kobe was just mute, like he didn't talk to his players, didn't talk to his teammates. He said he was in like focus mode. Like it was straight, like practice was just so intense, right? So the players like, yo, is he mad at us? Like, did we do something to him? And then it was like, Phil was like, no. Jordan told him, when we played him, you can wear the shoes, but you can never feel them. And it was like, oh, when did we play them again? And it was like, yeah, we played them in a few days. Oh yeah, so I'm not even gonna stretch for that game because young fellas not passing us the ball. And that's the game. Kobe had like 55
points.
And I'm just being honest, like we on some young wild shit out here, you feel me? And then that whole thing, man, JR and M kind of going at it, but JR winning that, he holding his own. So I'm just feeling good, come out the timeout, and I'm just like, hey man, keep going, you know what I'm saying? So you two, man, woo-woo. So I go, man, you killing the man, like what, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna come down and I'm just throwing some you know what I'm saying?
He can't figure his phone out, man.
What is going on? I'm actually trying to help you, like, dog, can you get the phone? Or are you okay, Lord? Like, like, Lord,
it was hitting buttons I never heard before, music I never heard before. I said, let me just turn it off. I don't know what's going on.
You need a minute. Like,
So you
good.
him and MJ are going at it.
Yeah, they going at it, but in the timeout, we come out, you know, if I'm being honest, it was just in the rhythm of the game. So it ain't really nothing too crazy, but he got it going. So I'm just showing some, hey, keep going type, whatever, right? Because we know it's the Bulls. So this is when they was the Bulls. So as we going into it, I was like, man, keep killing that man, woo. So I just get on by myself. He understand I'm young, I'm wild. He let me, yeah. So when I go off, he like, so I hear him and MJ talking like, yeah. And then ain't nobody really saying the mic like this. You know, Mike's so heavily respected that, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just on some young wild right here. So I'm like, yeah. So I double back. Oh, ain't out yet. Yeah. So when I came back with the, keep kicking his and then try to get out of there, he was like, what did you say? And then he was like, nah, he don't know how we, you know what I'm saying? So he was like, nigga, y'all better. And then I started them get a little extra aggressive with the conversation. I was like, oh, what? So he was like, hold on, don't look at me. And that's all I heard you say. When I said that, I saw studying body language. And yeah, the rest is history, yeah.
Crazy story,
What'd he say to get you in the hot seat?
Nah.
he asked JR what I said. And then JR said, he repeated. He was like, and then he kind of looked at me and kind of put the hands on the hip like.
What'd you say?
I said, keep kicking this, you busting this. And dapped him when we dapped. And I had to go, I went back over.
MJ had you repeat it.
He said, what'd he say? And then he said he was right there. Like
that's the PG version.
Right.
So he hadn't done that the whole game. So he caught the ball and went, he did, I don't know what it was. Right. It was a little sign that they had. And everybody moved out the way.
Right.
He did it 4 or 5 times in a row.
Yeah.
Bucket.
Yeah.
Foul.
Yeah.
And one. Yeah. And I jumped high, so he had that fadeaway. He'd be leaning, his foot like his foot would touch you. You know what I mean? He'd be leaning, right? And I hit hands. And one. I said, damn. Right? That was about his 9th or 10th point straight. You know what I mean? So he wasn't done. Bam, foul. Done. Bam, and
can't
one.
Even help. We like, you by yourself.
Then he was hitting about 2 tough shots.
Die.
He ran off about 15, 16, 17.
Word.
It might have been 10.
All because of him. Yeah.
That was about 14.
Yeah. He was
straight.
Like 15 straight.
ISOs.
And then we could do nothing.
So we come back. It's a timeout. We out of breath.
We out of breath. Not like you can hear us. Like you can hear us.
I'm like, man, this KG talk.
Right.
Nobody talk Mike, man. I got to guard this. Man, you know what I mean?
Right, that's when he went crazy.
No, man, my fault, Jay, my fault, man. You know what I mean? I said,
oh, good, man. Told you shut the up, man. It's Mike. I got to guard him. You ain't. Like, everybody should, like, and then it hit me. I was like, damn, that was real. I ain't got to guard that motherfucker. You right.
You know, we was a little defeated. Mike talked like, y'all done? Y'all ain't even going to fight back? I mean,
nah, we done. Over? You got it. Oh, yeah? Yeah, y'all done? Like, you got it, man.
But I got a chance to spend time with Michael Jordan, and we played one-on-one. You know how you're before the layup line and different things like that. And I always knew Michael Jordan was great, but when I chatted with him and he was able to break down my game, Jamal, you like to go left 80% of the time, pull up with the right hand and different things like that. But then he gave me a solution. Go right 2 or 3 times in the game, and then gave me a story. He said, Dr. J and Larry Bird passed something down to me to play the game within the game. And I said, well, what are you referencing? He was like, well, in the game sometimes, I'm not just going to score, it's how I'm going to score. So Jamal, if you go right 2 or 3 times in the game and you make a pull-up jump shot or right hand layup or whatever it is, you're balancing out your game, you're keeping the defense off balance. And this man went through every all-star and chatted about what their strength and weaknesses off the top of his head. And I sat there and I was like, I thought I knew a lot about basketball, but he's on a different level from how he looks at it, scouts it, observes it, implements it. And that, I want to say probably 6 or 7 games after the All-Star break, I implemented that, scored 50 on the Memphis Grizzlies, just by turning the other way. And he was like, and when we saw him again playing the Wizards, and I think he had 40 or something, and I had 39. And he was like, damn, I gave you some stuff to think about and you implemented. I was like, yeah, I really appreciate it. But just his insight and knowledge of the game, I see LeBron in that same regard of being able to pass along information and being a student of it, but also being able to communicate it, and teach it to others, and just not preach it, if that makes sense. So Michael Jordan to me is always going to be one of my favorites.
Could you right in there? He was.
I've been waiting
Okay, yeah.
I've
Here we
been
go.
waiting because people always ask me, and I've been waiting for the right forum to tell these stories.
Welcome to Death Row. I mean, all the smoke.
We're honored. We will start with the MJ fight.
Yeah.
I'm like,
That's a
okay.
mean one.
I tried to get him there, and he got out the way. So I was like, all right, tip in.
Got you now,
I'm
bitch.
going straight to him. Let him know. Okay. I had to hurry up and turn around because I didn't want him to come and chokehold me.
He tried to rake you.
So I'm like, okay, we get into this. He scrapes my eye, like you can't see.
I saw him
Like
rake
he
you.
was trying to scratch it.
I saw him raking like that.
Right? So all this goes down. This is in MSA, by the way. We're at home. We are at home in Market Square Arena playing Michael Jordan, Chicago Bulls. So this shit goes down. Ronnie Nunn. I'm thinking, okay, look at this. He scratched the crap out of me.
15-yard face.
Look at this. But look, I'm holding him in control. I'm like, okay, you ain't going anywhere. Again, those pull-ups. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe we'll get double technicals. Maybe if I get thrown out, he's gonna get thrown out. We both are throwing. Jess curses, man. Okay, Jess. I had a fresh due for the game.
Just you got kicked out the game. I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Wow.
You guys both threw punches.
MJ threw by 3.
The next day, I got a 1-game suspension.
You got kicked out and a game suspension.
And he got 3 games. So why did he get 3 games then?
Right.
And
But
it wasn't
still
kicked
got to
out.
stay in the game.
So they let him play the game, then suspended him 3 games.
And then suspended him.
And that's how they did me at the San Francisco Pro-Am.
Come on, man. You know, you go out to a club or whatever, bar or whatever, and you see these same chicks, real regular. You come to a Bulls game, like, why are you dressed like it's Sunday church, man?
What was different when you played a game against him in the Bulls?
I can only speak for myself. I can't speak for Max. There was no weaknesses. You try to force him left, you try to force him right, you try to top lock him, you try to hold, you try to be physical with him. You hear it all the time, who's the GOAT, who's the greatest and all that between, him and LeBron. And I try to stay away from that because I went against LeBron his first year. He was a rookie, my last year, so I don't have no point of reference. But Mike is the best
basketball player ever.
But I will say LeBron has the greatest career.
The story is this. When MJ decided to play for the Wizards, it was part of a deal that if he played for 2 years, he would get 51% of the company, or 51% of the team. So I guess when his time was up, the owner and MJ didn't agree to the terms. MJ left, which means he left all his stuff. When I came that summer and I signed with the Wizards, I picked my locker. It was MJ's locker. So when I open it, you got all MJ's stuff. So I'm sitting here like, is this MJ? It was like, yeah, this is MJ's locker. I have his undershorts, all his stuff, his orthotics. I actually played in his orthotics my career. Yeah. So his orthotics, MJ's orthotics, I put in my shoe. I played until I got hurt, which was from 2003 to 2007.
And they fit you?
Yeah. It was like a 14 on one side and then like 13 and a half. So he just trimmed it
Yeah.
for, to trim the 14 for
And it
13.
works.
And yeah, it was MJ, so I had the power of MJ in me.
He hated Bulls management. He especially hated the general manager, Jerry Krause, who he thought was a fool. And I don't think Jerry Krause was a fool, but Michael hated him because Michael always had to have somebody to hate. If you didn't deserve it, he still hated you. He was going to make it up if he had to. I hate him. I hate him. I'm going to get him. I'm going to make him pay. And because they would not keep his head coach, Phil Jackson, because they wanted him out. Jerry Reinsdorf, the owner, even recently told me, well, Phil just wanted out. And I never heard that, and I don't know that for a fact. I didn't get that. But if you watch the Last Dance documentary, it's 1998 Chicago. Again, I'm right in the middle of it. Michael flat out quit. And he was at the back end of his prime. He was 35 years of age. He quit on principle because they wouldn't bring back Phil Jackson and wanted to replace him with a college coach named Tim Floyd from Iowa State. And Michael said, okay, watch this. I'm walking into the sunset. And he stayed gone for 3 years of his prime, from 35 to age 38. He didn't play basketball, which I thought was the biggest waste of talent in the history of all of sports. So he had just retired. He's playing in a pro-am because he fashioned himself. He deluded himself into believing he could play pro golf. And he's good, but not that. Like he's good. Like, I can occasionally be good, but not that good. So he's playing a Pro-Am, and he saw me, and he waved me under the ropes and said, come walk with me. And so we're walking, and he hit his drive in a fairway bunker. Do you guys play golf?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. He hits his drive 250-ish into the right fairway bunker. And these are hard shots, man, because it's a par 5, and he's got 300 left to the green. And he pulls out his 3-wood, and I'm like, damn. Are you really going to do this? You're going to try this? Because I wouldn't try that out of the sand. I wouldn't think I could get the club underneath the golf ball and get it airborne out of the sand.
Just hit the lip of the bunker.
You're going to hit
It's the worst.
Okay, it's the worst. I did it yesterday.
I can save you sometimes. Lip of the bunker?
Yeah. Sometimes it'll like roll out to the fairway, but most of the time I'll just come back to
I
it.
hate the thud of you hear it. I heard it yesterday where it's off your club and you hear an immediate thud into the lip, and it's just like excruciating. Jordan has showed up like God has come back from the dead. This is, and he wants to play me. And I tried to keep score. They played, I think, to 20 by single baskets. Wherever you shot it, you just got 1 point. And he beat him 20-5. And it was devastating to watch because it felt like it went on for 3 hours. And that's the guy who is by far the greatest player ever. That was cold-blooded killer. I'm going to come back, and I'm not even in shape because I haven't been playing, and I'm going to annihilate him in front. He wanted us to see it to shut that kid's mouth.